Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, guys? How y'all doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, Well Swade, Marin, and Seto Kaiba? How you guys doing on this fine Friday? Hope everyone is well. So, as the title implies, I just want to go over there's really one part of the interview, because other than that, the interview is pretty much a nothing burger. I mean, we got some good gold dust out of it, but nothing major. But just the one part, as the stream title entails, and I just don't. What's up, Doomer Ziggy? I just don't understand where in Phil's mind he continues to think that this is the best course of action. I would understand if it was something simple. You know, something that whether he did something about it or not, it really wouldn't matter at the end of the day. Nobody would give a shit. But this is something that threatens his realm, as I say. You know, he wants to be the king, so we got to put it in the king's terms. You know, this is something that threatens his realm, that threatens his subjects, threatens his wife, and because he doesn't want his enemies at the gate to feel like they got a victory, it's I'd rather not listen to you. Hey, Randy Winston, what's up? Ramon Sanchez, big ups, both of you. Good to see you all here and well. At least I hope everything's well. Because Kaiba, it's Phil. Phil can't help himself. At the end of the day, Phil can't help himself but read the comments and then get mad because people are going to be for him or against him. They're going to be both. What's up, boy? Sorry, getting invaded by a pooch. What's up, boy? Ebo. What's up, boy? But it's one of the things where there's certain things he could let go and not say anything and be fine. Like, nobody would say anything out the way to him. Nobody would really be angry at him. They would just let it ride. He's the king of the Burger King. The Burger King. But he has to have the last word, the last say. You know, he's the supreme ruler of his domain. Counted 6 OIC socks during the Tolomeo interview. Guy, oh, of course he's unhinged because he wants to wear Phil like a second skin. Like, that's what he wants to do, and it's pretty scary. But then again, these are the type of people that Phil seems to get, that comes around him. Like, he's a magnet for them. Stop biting. Stop biting me, boy. I swear, you're in your biting phase. Stop biting me. I'm not a chew toy. I'm good. Having a good day. That's what's up. I'm here for the cat girls. Hell yeah. Thank you, Husky. How you doing, man? Well, thank you. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. As I get nibbled on by my puppers. But it just doesn't make any sense to have this type of bulwark defense for a person that is bad news. Like I said, I said it on a previous stream. Even if we took out, hey, stop that. Even if we took out the playlist and we took out that, which is, you know, he's definitely a PDF. Even if you took that away from derich, which we're not, but let's just pretend we are. Even if we took that out, he is still a blight on Phil's community. To the point that members were blocking derich. And derich was telling other members to tell that member hello or to unblock him. They blocked you for a reason. Well, I'm watching him for family. Not really mine, but I watch him quite a bit. Little knucklehead. Ah! But when you have somebody doing that in your community and constantly spamming and constantly saying, hey, answer me, answer me, answer me, those are grounds enough to be banned from Phil's chat. And we've seen people get banned for less. And this dude kept getting, hey, Green Lobster, long time no see, man. How you been? And he kept giving Derich the pass. Derich has been able to get people banned from Phil's chat. What's up, by Drake? Ah, that's my hand. Stop it. Stop it. Ah. But Phil doesn't see a problem with that. And as Phil keeps defending, well, Derich doesn't do this in my stream, so why should I care? Well, because this is a predator that is in your community. He is within your castle walls. He is a threat to your citizens, and you are allowing this monster to be there. Ow, ow, okay, you bit a little too hard on that one. Good. Trying to hide out, not really watching too much of Phil. I get that, man. I get that. And at the rate Phil is going, Phil is just ow, 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 ow. Okay. You win. No, God, you win. But like somebody was telling us how nice to cherish Jared from Subway was after his arrest. It doesn't fucking matter. Exactly. That doesn't excuse what he did. What's up, sort of heaven? Good to see you, my man. Everybody can hear you. He didn't even apologize to all those. Exactly, well swayed. Exactly. There's so many people that got banned trying to tell Phil about Derich, trying to get Derich up out of there. And Phil lied and told the Kino Casino that he's just finding out about it from them, when that was a lie, because he immediately followed up and said he heard about it for 2 years. Well, then you couldn't just have heard about it from the Kino Casino guys. What's up, Lewis? How you doing, man? You couldn't have just heard it from them if you just turned around and said you heard it for 2 years. Like, you have to be honest, Phil. Like, you knew about this, as Alt Insider pointed out, that Phil knew about this back in 2017. And I think it was Iviga stream earlier. Kagome blocked Derich, so she couldn't even see him typing, he or she. But let's assume it's a she. She blocked him so she couldn't see him talk. And Derich was going to other people to send her messages on his behalf. And it's like, Phil, this is when you need to step in. Let's forego the PDF. Let's forego being a sex pest. Hell, let's even forego the spamming. You have members that are blocking him so he can't talk to them, and he is sending messages to other people to send to the people that blocked him. That alone would be good enough to actually ban him from your chat. He can't, his ego won't allow it. Yeah, he can't admit fault. He never will. Yeah, top tier. Yeah, Brian told him about Derich. And that's the thing. People have told Phil about him. Like, even his own fans have told him about him. And Phil ignored it. Because Phil's like, well, it's not in my chat. Why should I care? Because this is also affecting your chat. This is affecting people within your chat and how they want to proceed with other members. What's up, Ghost Hunter? Big house, my man. And you're allowing this to continue within your chat. And you, as a streamer, or even as a YouTuber, you have a duty to protect your chat, to protect your community. Derich asked people to cheer DSP on Twitch with a message from him. Oh my goodness. This is what I'm saying. Like, derich was a huge problem for a long time. The sad thing is, he actually banned Kagome when she said he had to beg to get unbanned. Wow. So she's Fox Mulder now, which she's almost gotten banned as Fox Mulder. So it's like, Phil, you don't give two shits about your chatters, your viewers, your community. You don't give a shit about them, because if you did, you would actually do something when they come to you with grievances. All right, you gotta go out. All right, go. You gotta go. Come on, you gotta go now. Come on. Damn, knucklehead. So, when do you take your community into account? When do you start protecting your community? Because right now, all I'm hearing is that you don't care about them. As long as they show up and give you money, you don't care about their well-being from harmful chatters. Like, if people came up to me with information about certain chatters, and it is, I look into it and find out it's true, that person's got to go. Be like, hey guys, anybody with a wrench, you see this person, get rid of them. Hey Heather, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Oh no, I get that, Marin. It's just in this case, this is showing you a bad community leader. Like, this is going beyond the typical dent heads and Phil. This is going to a whole new level. Sure, we can hop on voice. We can do that. We can hop on voice. All right, I am on the bridge. Come on in. And like, you go to anybody else and you will see that they are doing what they need to do to protect their chatters. They need to protect their community. And this is one of those cases where Phil is not doing that. He's not protecting his community. He's not protecting even himself, because this is also hurting his brand. Sure, laugh and say he doesn't have a brand or much of a brand or blah, 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 or even that he even has a bad image, which he does.
Heather.
What's up, guys? But this...
What up, buddy? Tell you, buddy.
Doing all right. But this right here hurts your image. It hurts your brand even more. Keeping someone like that within your communities, within your walls, when you're sitting here saying that you have all these rules in place, which, fine, you want to have a shit ton of rules, go for it. But when do you get rid of bad actors? And I'm not talking about people that say you got gout. How's the gout? You're fat. We're not talking about that. We're talking about things that's actually harmful to someone's psyche. Like, you don't know what's happened. Like, I'm gonna use his name, but I know he's a bad actor too. But like Anonymous, because he's the only one I can think of off the top. He sat there and said his father molested him. Okay. Well, then you have derich in your chat, and everybody knows what derich does. What if that's a trigger for Anonymous? So now you're not caring about the well-being of that particular viewer. Yeah, I know he's not around anymore. All right. Mine does that. Sometimes you have to restart the computer, sadly. But this makes me feel a certain way, because that is a rampant thing that's running around every community.
Oh.
And welcome back.
I was muted, sir.
Oh. Anything you'd like to?
What up?
Anything you'd like to add to my rant here?
Yeah, actually, I have a bit of a rant of my own on this subject. I'm gonna title it. It might be a little long because I am really in my feels on this subject. I may get a little ranty if I go off topic. bring me back in and I'll... Alright. Consider this streaming and content creating 101. The first rule of content creation and streaming is that the content creator and or streamer is 1000% responsible for, okay, like the thing with derich. That should have been on Phil to take up the reins of, after it's brought to his attention. He should have been the one to look into it. He should have been the one to look into whether it was true or not. It shouldn't have had to be on us detractors. It shouldn't have had to be on his community. Because he's the one who should be providing the safe space for his community. It's not the responsibility of anybody else but him. Point blank, full stop, period.
You're right.
I agree with that. Like it does, and that's because they're coming there for him, and they're coming there to enjoy his content, regardless of what we think about him. They are still there to enjoy his content. They are there to converse with each other. And you have someone you have allowed there that has made it a unsafe space for everyone else there.
It's not just derich.
Hey, home along.
It's not. Hi, Tom. It's not just derich and his potentially. Well, him. He would be a kitty diddler if he could get his hands on one. Let's be honest.
I mean, remember he did ask if it was should a person that kidnapped someone get a warning or be arrested.
Oh, don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me on that because that's a different rant.
That's a rant for another time.
Yeah. It's his. It's like he considers himself an ally. I can guarantee you nobody in the LGBT plus community has ever uttered the words textually or verbally, "Gee, Phil, you're such a good ally," because he's fucking not. He promotes homophobia. He uses that slur. He wishes he could still use it. Use it another horrible slur. Yeah.
He wants to be able to use all the old slurs he used in his videos again. Back on stream and not get consequences for them.
Yeah.
Consequences though, because that's why Twitch dropped him out of the partner program. That's why he started having problems with YouTube. The first time he got booted from YouTube.
Oh, we're talking about the interview, home along. It's really the only portion I care to go over. Because
sorry, go ahead.
Because Phil is still defending derich and defending the actions that has taken that led up to this event.
He is an unapologetic pedo apologist. Yeah.
He's a defender. That's the long and short of it. Like
so.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, you weren't done. My bad.
No, go ahead. No.
Go for it.
I needed a moment to take a.
But
yeah,
it. Go ahead, Heather. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm out of practice talking to people online. Can you tell?
It's all good.
I'll just wrap it up with this.
Oh, good.
It needs to be his responsibility, nobody else's, and that he and Andy and Tolomeo and all them have had to be the ones to force his hand to get rid of derich.
That is true. Andy Worski did have that Snapchat of underage girls.
Don't get me started on Andy because
like I've been finding this all out from Cog. I think his name is Cogwheel or something like that. Hey, Catsper, how you doing, man? I just got on like not too long ago.
I think the only one I would say is definitely not a predator is Tolo because he seems like and June too. June seems like a good guy as well. But Tolo, that pushback. Oh, that was the most chef's kiss. Oh, that was so beautiful. If I had a penis, I would have had an erection for how.
I mean, Tolomeo, he did an
Who
amazing
would?
job. Like, the bad thing is, and I have to agree with Alt Insider on this, is one of the bad points of Phil with these interviews is he has no direction. Like, if you're doing an interview, you should already have a list of questions you want to ask, so you have a direction theme you're going with. And Phil's not doing that. It's just, oh, well, I'm gonna interview Heather and I'm just gonna ask her random things, and it's like, okay, then there's no flow to the interview. And then we have this, what it turned out to be.
It's what an interview is. It's not about him. It's about the person who's being interviewed. But he always, and this is a trait of narcissism, it's, you know, I forgot who reminded me of this line, but it's like, but enough about me. What do you think about me? You know, that line from whatever movie or whatever it was, you know?
Yeah.
That's
yeah, and he does that.
Well, it's like when he asked June about how he got his name, and June said it was just a placeholder and it stuck. And he's like, "Oh yeah, me too. That's how you know." It's just like,
yeah,
he's all about him.
Well, and see, that's the problem. Like I said that when he did the Keem interview, as well as what was the other interview? The Side Scrollers interview, not the first one, but the second one we had Craig on. Was he always circles back to himself, and it's like that's not how an interview works. Like if I have Heather on, I am asking Heather questions to Heather, things that she's doing or possibly doing, or her takes on certain events that have come to pass or happening at this very moment.
You're right.
But Phil will ask a question like, "Oh, Heather, how'd you get into gaming?" And then, well, you know, I got into gaming back then. Blah blah blah. It's like she only gets 10 seconds of speech time.
Yeah, it's not the.
He doesn't give enough with the answer that's appropriate. He wants a quick answer. He wants them to kiss him, to fall in line and obey the pig roach.
Kiss the ring.
It's not that. Well, it is in a way, but it goes back to him wanting it to be about himself. And on the subject of that Craig interview, that wasn't meant to be an interview. He called it an interview. It was not anything like it. He wanted to goad Craig into the very exact same response he got out of him, so he could play the righteous one and be, oh, I'm justified for feeling the way I did about Craig because look at him, he told me to go fuck myself and blah blah blah. It wasn't anything but that, as far as
it was a hit piece on Craig. He wanted to hit Craig, and that's all that was.
You might as well have told Craig to paint a bullseye on his forehead, you know, before he came on.
Hey, Maddie of Mordor, good to see you. Yeah, and the thing is, he's also looking for allies. He is looking for allies against the detractors. And I know he tried that bullshit with, oh, when I say detractors, I'm meaning those who stalk me. How am I stalking you if I'm watching your stream? That's not stalking you. That's your fucking stream.
He's trying to use the word trolls and detractors interchangeably, and that's not how that works.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, there's been bad people who've done bad things to him. I'm not going to lie and say there hasn't been. Those are definitely no one in our circle of tractorship, you know, those were the trolls. But he wants to just lump us all in because we dare to criticize him. We dare to speak the truth about him. And then his little penis gets slammed in whatever door he's standing next to, and he cries for mommy because now his little peepees are hurt.
Yeah, and so far, everyone he's had on, nobody's been co-signing any of this bullshit. Like, nobody's been co-signing the bullshit he's been spouting. And it's like, Phil, when will you get the picture? You are alone in this thought process. It's not, nobody's going to agree with this, except for maybe Boogie and Winks. This might be the only two people you can talk to it actually have some form of camaraderie in that area. Nobody else, because everyone else can see through the bullshit. Like the whole thing with, oh, well, you know, I made fun of the guy because he had blue hair, and it's like, no, you actually said a lot more than that. You said a whole hell of a lot more than that. And you know on Twitch it's against the rules to attack somebody, their person. You did it anyway. You got in trouble for it. You got a strike for it. And you wanted to get mad because, well, how is they supposed... It doesn't matter if it's the guy's actual avatar or not. If it's actually him or not. You just still decided to talk about this person's person, and you got busted for it.
Yeah. Circumstance of why that gentleman had a blue beard. Maybe it was a charity goal. Maybe he's like, hey guys, if we reach this goal for this charitable event, I will dye my beard blue or something.
Have a tradition of doing glitter beards.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of them. Like, there's a lot of people that do it for different reasons.
I dyed my hair blue for St. Jude. What my
but even
year of doing it.
But even if it's not for anything, and the guy just, yeah, fuck it, I feel like having blue hair, doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter how ridiculous we may view it. That's that person's choice. And I'm not gonna sit here and make, hey, Stilwin, how you doing, man? I'm not gonna sit here and make fun of him on my stream because the only comment the dude passed was, I bet he's gonna quit this like he does. He's not gonna finish this like other games. That's all the guy said. But Phil's like, oh, well, he insulted me first. Well, Phil, that's not really much of an insult. It's a nothing burger. But all right.
Such a physical fact in regards to the fact that Phil rage quits games more than he likes to admit to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a victim agenda. And nobody is buying that shit. That's the thing. People are just calling him bullshit.
But you know, he's that's just it. It's a victim thing.
Yeah.
It was like that with Craig and Slash side scrollers. It was. I'm surprised he didn't try to pull that with. Well, no, he wouldn't have pulled it with Kino Casino because he saw the potential for dollar signs. So he's been.
And think about that.
Behavior with them.
Think about that. The only reason derich got banned is because they were threatening to take away the money.
And Noel, yeah, between the Kino and Noel, they
threatened to take away the money, and then he's like, "All right, well, I guess I gotta ban it."
You know, it's bad when the sexual predator is telling somebody to get rid of another sexual predator. Oh my
exactly.
God.
Well, see, that's because Worski buried his. You can't go to Snapchat and go to his page because it doesn't exist anymore. It's if somebody logged it or caught the pictures before he got rid of it. That's the only way to find it.
Well, and unless you're just posting pictures, a lot of it disappears within, like, what was it, 12 minutes, I think?
Something like that.
Like, if you post something as Instagram, it poofs after a while.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, he had no, like, he did that. He knew he was pretty much safe, quote unquote. But then to find out, there's a paper on him about that shit.
Yeah.
On Worski. No, on Worski, there's an actual news article about that shit.
Is it about the sexual assault when he pulled the condom off mid-sex, or is that something else?
It might be something else. Either way, Worski is not as squeaky clean as he's trying to make himself out to be.
No, he isn't.
Let's get into this video.
17, I was the worst kind of virgin. I still am, but I was
all,
back
all
then.
good,
I
all
only
good.
played Dark Souls every fucking day.
One last point, yes.
And
Phil fucks up by being unapologetically protective of derich, and he needs to be demonetized and deplatformed on all his channels. Period. All right. Anyways, I'm ready. We can continue
no,
now.
DSP,
Sorry.
you know, this is how you don't play Dark Souls 2. I knew about you because I would watch This Is How You Don't Play.
So,
and I thought you
could you put the video
fucked up
in the
Dark
chat?
Oh,
I don't have time.
Yes, I'm sorry, my bad. I'm a bad host. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not going to bother because I've seen it already, and...
Yeah.
Souls 2 was the funniest
I'm
shit
just
ever.
playing my
Now,
my
in a different
Xbox
time,
right
you would
now.
consider me a detractor.
I'm just
For
hanging
that,
out with
you know,
y'all
you were a
and
joke in Dark Souls, straight
playing
up.
Animal
Like everyone
Crossing
laughed
WoW.
at your
So have
ability to
the-
play those games.
so you
I'm not
think
gonna
Heather,
sugarcoat it. It was
it's
funny.
past you,
I can say
or is it still
I didn't
raining
have any
down
personal
there?
grudge against you, but a lot of people did, and so
got
I hosted only 2 people with auto host. I didn't actively send all of my people there, but after my stream ended, I had 2 people on auto host.
Yeah, I've changed, guys.
You and a woman named Velvet Seven.
Like towards
Do you know who that
the
is?
Panhandle
No, I don't.
and
I think you
the
really like her.
Carolinas and
I
all
think
that.
you would.
We're
She's.
fine.
I'll leave it at that.
Where
I'll leave it
we
at that. But
where we
it's
moved
kind of
from
it's
actually
kind of a
is
joke.
getting hammered
And then
by its own.
one day I was streaming
I'm
and said,
kinda glad we
Darkside Phil
moved.
is auto hosting you. I'm like, oh
But
shit.
you're
Okay,
safe. I
well,
was just like, let me
I didn't
answer
really
if she's
expect that
safe.
sort of reaction. Then you
Because
came in
I'm
my chat and you started
fine.
talking, and I didn't know what to do.
I don't want her on Discord if she's not in a safe spot, safe area.
Right.
But the thing,
Yeah, we're
the
fine.
reason
We're
why I
on a
wanted to
house
stop
that
having any sort of
the house
associating with you,
sits above the
a lot of
foundation,
people
so
are under the
if we do
impression
get
that you have
flooding,
me here to
it would take
launder
a
your
pretty,
image to
pretty
make it seem like
fair amount of it
that's
to
what I was being
get
told
into
last
the
night.
house.
And
You
you know,
don't live
people
near
say what they're
any
gonna say.
coastal area.
But one thing is, with the Monster Hunter World thing, a lot of the acrimony I was receiving from your side of things is because you were apparently saying Tolomeo doesn't like this game. I'm not playing it because even Tolomeo doesn't think it's good. And so you should have known better than to say stuff like that, because what do you think's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And granted, you know, to be fair to you, I didn't bring this up when I told you that because I thought you were going to go and say, blame it on the detractors. And then I didn't trust you to keep it on the down low, right? But the reason was because you said that, people were coming in saying that you said...
Oh,
the
don't
reason
worry.
you were
I
not playing
protected
Monster
Heather.
Hunter
I've
was because of
muted
me. And I'm
Discord
like,
chat,
okay,
so nobody hears
normally,
anything but
in a
me.
normal relationship with another person, it's not the end of the world, but I felt you should have more sense because you know how people are going to react when you say
Right.
things like that about other people. Does that make
You're right.
sense?
Oh no, that totally makes sense.
That was so evil what I just did, but I don't care.
I totally remember that I said that, and more than likely, you're right. It was me kind of justifying not.
All right, so again, this ties into what I said before. This really keeps tying into this. So instead of Phil telling the truth, instead of him telling the truth, he decided it was better to lie than just tell the truth. So again, another example of Phil just wanting to tell a lie. Instead of like, hey guys, you know what, you guys weren't interested in Monster Hunter. I'm not all that interested in it because I don't know what I'm doing. We're just going to go ahead and skip it. No, he decides to lie and say, oh, well, Tolo says he doesn't even like it. So, yeah, we're not going to bother with the game because he doesn't even... It's like, so why are we lying about another person? Because they don't want to play a fucking game. Like, this is the thing. This is what I said. And Phil keeps giving up. He keeps giving it up.
Good.
Remember what he said?
Wild.
Yeah, remember what he said though. When people ask me things that are none of their goddamn business, I tell them a lie. So instead of just saying it's not your business, I'm just going to lie about it. So that's it. That's all this is Phil would rather lie to his audience instead of just being truthful. Something as insignificant as playing a fucking game. What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? He'd rather lie about it just so he doesn't look bad. That's where we're at. This is for you, Paul.
Look,
Go ahead.
I will get it. He was lying like for his name or whatnot. If let's say they know his name, right? Okay, I'll get that just fine.
What's up, Kitty?
But he's lying with something so relevant. He can say, "Hey, I'm not interested in playing Monster Hunter. Not my thing." Simple as that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Phil has told us time and time again that he'd rather lie than tell the truth. So again, that just tells everyone you're a habitual liar. That you will lie about everything and then complains when nobody takes him seriously. Well, how many times have you told us that you've just lied about anything?
Huh?
Something as insignificant as Monster Hunter World. You lied about it.
What is funny is Sorry.
Will he play the new game?
He played
The new
he played a demo for.
He played the demo, didn't beat it. You're good. Good day off. That's what's up.
No,
Yeah,
I think he demo for more. I'm talking about the new Monster Hunter World.
Oh, I don't think he's playing that.
no.
Yeah, he doesn't want people to blame him, so he lies to blame others. Yeah, I mean, look at the whole chair spin. Oh, that my wife came up with that, or the other bullshit. You guys came up with that.
Insert here.
Yeah, insert thing here. Yeah, he doesn't realize saying it really damages what little credibility he had. Exactly. And then it keeps coming out that he lied. And he's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it. But you continuously do it.
He's like the boy who cries wolf, but there's no wolf, just
Tonight.
Zul. Okay,
Keisha,
sorry, I had to make the
What are
joke.
your opinions about this interview? Hey, Trunks. Hey, San Antonio Spurs. How you doing, man? Good to see all of you.
Hello.
My opinion on the interview was Phil needs to stop doing them. He needs to stop doing these interviews because he's only making himself look worse because he doesn't know how to run a interview. His narcissism wants it always to come back to him when that's not an interview. You know, oh, I get it, Marin. Marin, you got a PS5, you're playing Final Fantasy 16. I get that, but let's get back to me, shall we? It's like, wait,
so,
like
what?
that
point, I'll tell you to fuck right off.
Exactly.
Interview.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I would just fucking leave. It's like, you want to talk about yourself, just talk about yourself. You don't need me here to do that.
Then and there, live on screen, and giving him like no answer why I left. I would have just left.
He only spent 4 on the 3DS and he dropped it. Of course he dropped it because he drops things he doesn't understand because he feels that it should be easier. Like, they're not hard games.
He claimed that dropping Monster Hunter like he did was because he was playing it alone, and games like that aren't fun when you're playing alone.
I play Monster Hunter alone. You don't see me complaining about it. I love it.
I know, I play it. I mean, I have games I would love
Kitty.
I have games I would love to play with other people, but you know.
Monster Hunter is one of the games I'd rather play alone.
There's some games, like, there's games I'll play on stream, and then there's games I refuse to play on stream. I'll play them by myself.
Yeah, like...
So I have a... Would you play FF7 Remake on stream?
I'm actually playing that off and on with mods. So I'm actually playing that on stream. I pull out my phone if I was in an interview like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this whole thing, these interviews aren't interviews. He's looking for allies while glazing himself. And he's not finding the allies he seeks. Because normal people see through his bullshit. Like, June the King told Phil to his face, "You have lied so much, you have no credibility." And Phil's like, yep, but I'm becoming a better person.
Nope.
It takes a lifetime to build up credibility, and it takes seconds to destroy it.
Yeah.
Playing the game, and saying, well, not only did you guys not like it in the demo, but also Tolomeo doesn't like it, right?
You were kind of throwing me under the bus.
Right.
But
and that's my fault, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, you want to say, you're saying it's your fault and you apologize because he is confronting you on it. You didn't apologize years ago when you did it. The very next day, you should have turned around and said, hey guys, you know what I said yesterday was not correct. Tolomeo did not say that. I shouldn't have said that. But this is the same thing with John Rambo. So we have this is now two people we know that he has done this to. Actually, if you want to take this a step further, we can go to Panda Lee. Because he turned around and dropped shit on her and said it was her fault. Oh, well, Panda was the reason people started hating me. How you gonna blame a bitch that was hardly on the screen?
Yeah.
The fuck she gotta do with people not liking you? People that didn't like Panda said they didn't like Panda. They specified Panda. They didn't say they didn't like you because of Panda. They said they didn't like Panda.
Yeah, they said they didn't like...
Thank you, Mal.
Because of her abrasive personality, which was fair, and she was what?
Hey, why the hell saying? How you doing? Good to see you.
For me, Panda Lee was annoying to her voice.
Oh,
I
that
couldn't.
too.
I couldn't handle her voice.
See, I wasn't around when Panda was a thing.
Dude, I used to do shit like that. That's my fault. You know,
I used to do.
That wa-
You still do shit like that. You haven't stopped doing shit like that. How many times have you sat there and said, this person said this game was bad, or this person said this was bad, and this is why I'm not going to bother with it, because this person said it was bad, and then we go back and find out that person didn't say anything like that. Panda did invite hate to her Kingdom Hearts trilogy. Oh, I did see that. Oh my god.
Yeah, she didn't win anybody over with
I mean,
that
and the
crap.
thing with the here, all right. So everybody knows I can't stand Kingdom Hearts, but I am not gonna shit on people who enjoy it. I'm not gonna shit on people who tell me the story. I will listen to someone explain to me the breakdown of Kingdom Hearts
The art
Because-
too is still the best.
because they enjoy it that much that they want to share it with me, and I'm going to listen. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I don't give a shit about the game.
The big thing is don't steal other people's joy.
Exactly.
As long as it doesn't hurt anybody, what fucking difference does it make if somebody like Kingdom Hearts or Epic Mickey or
And it's for a game here.
anything? As long there's the golden rule. As long as it harms none, do as you will.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much an edict in every religion, including paganism. Hello.
Yeah, you're right.
He only does shit
No,
like
it
this
might
on
be-
days that
it
end
might
in
be
Y.
Might be
That's-
something the Satanists even say. I don't know. I'm not
Enjoy-
a Satanist, but
Good, just chilling after a long holiday away from Phil. Don't blame
Yeah.
you. Don't blame
That's
you.
how I feel. That's how I feel about like for example, I used to like Kamen Rider Super Sentai.
There
You
is
know-
one I'm starting to watch that Red sent me an episode of.
All right, tell me
The
what
one-
name.
The one with the I can't begin to tell you the name. Dude's got like a golden wolf outfit.
Wait, I need a send me the suit.
Okay,
later.
all right, yeah, I'll do that. Like I actually enjoyed the first episode. It was like dudes was like fighting with two katanas and they kept sheathing each other's katanas while trying to pull them out and hit each other with them. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fucking tight. I'll give it this one.
I
Is
think I
that-
know which one.
But
I think I know which one. About. Oh yeah, that's all good. To get to my point, you don't see me showing off my Sentai or my Kamen Rider stuff.
No.
I mean, if you showed me, Marin, I would actually sit and listen, even though I won't know a goddamn thing going on. But I'd
yeah,
sit and listen.
same. I won't
that-
know. I won't know one lick of anything you're saying, but I want to share in your joy, buddy.
I mean, dude, when I
love
was
the show,
when
that
I was a
shit.
kid, I fucking watched. What was it Beetleborgs? If anybody remembers that, I'm showing my age there. But I watched that after
It's
school.
not bad.
Do you remember about Beetleborgs?
Funny thing,
bad.
DSP lost his
Vaguely.
Twitch partnership on my birthday in 2021. I didn't find out about him until like 2022. Finally, because the shit he caused. Yeah, exactly. Like I found out about Phil in 2018 is when I found out about Phil. Only way he's going back to Twitch is if YouTube kicks him off. That's the only way he's going back. There's going to be a temporary stay. I said stint. I don't know why.
I think,
Speaking, I did the same thing. I
Go to
fess up here. I
Kick,
used to do the same
but
thing with
I
my friend
have
John
a
Rambo.
feeling.
Oh man, if he
Because
goes to kick,
Kick-
that'd be a death
Yes.
sentence.
Yeah,
That'd be
Well,
go
a
to
death
kick.
sentence.
Please go to kick.
In between lesser moderation, meaning he could pretty much, wasn't it on Kick that Triple P showed his asshole, his freshly bleached assholes was
it-
on Kick.
Yeah.
If you go to
PPP,
kick,
yeah.
if you go to kick, and because it happened to me and a couple people, we watch kick every couple of days, right?
Yeah.
One of us randomly found someone was streaming porn on Kick, and they didn't get in trouble.
Yeah,
You-
there was
yeah.
a girl doing a cooking show on Kick and Laundry, like a little see-through lace.
No, I had to tell you what. There was a
Oh yeah,
chick
he
who
will
was
survive a nuclear
naked.
war. Yeah, people be nude on Kick and shit.
They don't
Like
care.
I actually have an account on Kick. I don't use it,
Don't
but I
Kick.
have it.
Don't
I like
stream.
streamed
Don't
like
stream on
3
Kick.
times over there.
Don't shoot on Kick. The demons are wild.
Stream me.
Also, the bigger percentage of, like, to their streamers, they get a bigger percentage of their.
Yeah, he should be dual streaming. He could be streaming on Twitch and streaming on YouTube, and he can use Restream.io, because I have it and use it. And you can easily set it up.
No, he so unprofessional. They didn't even tell him what they did. Guys, even though the honest in a situation like that, it's not the onus is on the company to prove you did something wrong. The onus is on the person to prove they did not, or
He's gonna have a kid cooking stream.
Heather, the kick is so bad that people get dog on the regular on the kick.
Oh yeah, Marin showed me that one dude. Like, dude just started up his stream and was on the street, and people was throwing out his name, his phone number, his address, and everything. I'm like, God damn. Yeah, like kick, man. Them dudes is no holds barred over there.
Remember that guy?
Even guy with two names like Ice, don't stream on there no more. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm done with that. He's just a bad person who won't change. Heck, you hear the sad thank you he gave to the detractors? Yeah. What's my take on the HOA email?
If you're working at ICE, join us on a server that you're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do I think of the HOA email? It's one of them things. It's gonna turn around and backfire on Phil if he does nothing. He's gonna have to do something. He's gonna have to act, even if it's getting a couple of pipes done. He's gonna have no choice, because if that place floods, he's flooding the other two condos beside him, and he's gonna be liable for all those damages.
The thing that I think. Did you notice that he gave pretty much the same price as for the pipe replacement as he did to have the air conditioner
installed? It was
installed?
like $20,000, $15,000, something like that.
He did say 13,000, and we looked it up, and it's actually like 11,000 at the most, and that's if you have to have like ducting.
Oh, ducks put in and whatnot. Yeah, because he would.
I like ducks. You can have ducks. I want ducks. Ducks are cool.
It's a very nice cat, by the way. How's he doing?
He's doing good. Jasper Key.
Yeah.
All right, so also Kumi pointed out to me, in that dumb little box he has behind him that shows the random pictures and whatnot, there is not one of his wife, or even one of them together.
Well,
that is bad. That you have yourself, your cat, but you don't have one of your wife, the woman you claim you love. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's right. You throw the bitch under the bus every chance you get.
Well, he's trying to play like he's keeping a separation of work and life, or home life. So I kind of maybe get why he doesn't have pictures of her, but he also knows that people had been making fun of her weight, and I don't think he wants to be. It's not her being the subject of ridicule that she's gotten so heavy. He would be the subject of ridicule for her being so heavy.
Heather,
absolutely.
I must say something that may sound messed up. I'm sorry, but if she wanted to lose the weight, she could lose the weight.
Well, remember, he claims they have a treadmill in the house, and that he walks on it. Doesn't jog, doesn't run, walks.
He should be running on that.
Yeah, or at least a light jog.
So
better yet.
See, here's the thing though. He said he tried to put together the treadmill and it broke. The same thing with the exercise bike. So he's either lying to try to get more money to get those quote unquote replaced, or he's sabotaging her. And I'm willing to believe that it's sabotage on his part. He doesn't want her to leave him. So what is the best way to do that? Make her heavy enough to where no other man's gonna want her.
There's people out there that like big blocks. What's up, Michael Kronikowski? How you doing?
Heather, I made some of the stuff, but if Cat really wanted to lose the weight, Cat could lose the weight. If the bitches want to lose the weight, the bitch wants to lose the weight.
But the problem is she might not, due to the fact that how he treats her.
Depression
depression will stop you. Yeah, it'll stop you from doing a lot. And I'm not saying Phil physically abuses Cat.
He sure is fuck emotionally and
I was
mentally.
going to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth, Heather. Thank you, San Antonio Spurs. That thumbnail took me like 5 minutes to make. I was just like, I know exactly what I want.
Jumping up on the chair here. And at the same time that he's on the screen.
That doesn't give you any brownie points, Phil. What's up, VLX? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Tolomeo felting.
Cool.
Yeah, so I
But like, my thing is, he could at least like the day they did the Dondoko Island, Phil could have snapped a picture of him and her playing that game together where they were both smiling, or when she came back and they had the Q&A of them just sitting side by side and talking. He could have had a picture of that. Just something to show, hey, I love my wife. I just do not see it with their interactions and the stories he tells about her. I don't get a feeling of lovey-dovey husband and wife.
Yeah, and Marin, I get what you're saying, and logically, yeah, it should be really easy to lose weight. I'm not saying you're wrong. There are so many factors that can make it not be the case. She could have an eating disorder. He could be a feeder. I mean, he and Panda Lee used to eat, video it and everything. Granted, him and Cat don't put it on video because he learned this lesson about that, but he talks about feeding her all that DoorDash and stuff, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if that motherfucker has a feeding kink, and Cat has an eating disorder as a result, you know.
I can see that.
You could actually be on something there, Heather. That could be a thing, you know. He had chubby chaser.
I think if Panda had stayed with him, she would have met a similar, if not exact, fate as Cat has, as far as the weight goes.
That's a possibility.
Oh yeah, definitely VLX. He's abusive and manipulative and a cult leader and everything.
for interrupting. John Rambo, you were talking about that.
Yeah. No, you know, the same thing happened with him, where there was a situation with John Rambo.
He's not a
where
good person.
we were doing a project together.
What are your
and
thoughts on the
someone
new
had commented on one of my videos
welcome
and said,
screen night on
you know,
the
John Rambo's the best part of the
PS5?
show. We don't like you, we don't like the other guys who are in it. We only like John
I can't speak on
Rambo.
that because
I mean, I'll be
do
honest,
not
just like
have a
any other normal
PS5.
human, yes, am I jealous of certain
PlayStation,
people
I
and people
have-
who are successful?
Yeah,
and
I had
of
was
course I
free.
am.
Second
I'm
interaction.
gonna
Yeah,
have
that's what
jealousy.
I'm
That's a-
saying. That's what I'm saying, Paul. Like, they do not have husband-wife vibes, and it's one of those things you just kind of look at and go, if this is the love of your life, I feel like you two would be doing, say, not having her on stream all the time, but I feel like you would have better stories to tell of your wife instead of she breaks everything. She breaks everything according to Phil. Dishwasher, sink, vacuum, shower, car. It's like, I have not heard a pleasant story about your wife.
Don't forget when he blamed where he parked with the car's tire got stolen.
Yeah, he told her she should have parked in a better place.
Like, I'm
Natural
sorry,
human
but
emotion.
you're not gonna stop a theft just because you park somewhere else.
Yeah,
No matter
they're
where you
gonna
park,
steal. They're
something's
gonna steal.
happen.
Yeah, they steal. They're gonna steal. There ain't shit you can do about that.
No,
And I
there
take offense
isn't.
to that.
There's
And
nothing
instead
you
of
can
being
do
like, you know
about
what, who cares? What do? I open my big mouth and I say
But
something dumb and I say,
am
you know,
I
when you say
a
that,
bad
you're
person
insulting
for
everyone involved with the
having all
project. Because it's
three
not just John Rambo who's
modern
on the project.
consoles?
It's me and it's the
Not at
team. It's
all.
all
I know
of us.
people that do
And
it
of
a
course, what
lot.
happens is John Rambo's like,
I
dude,
did it
why do you
for
say that? Because now it
years.
sounds like you're discrediting me. If
Same
someone likes what
for
I'm doing on
me.
the show, why are
But
you
my-
talking shit?
But my
And acting, you know what I
my
mean? Like,
PC,
and I
my
do have a
PC
bad
can do
habit
everything an
of
Xbox
bringing
can
that
do,
kind
but
of shit
better.
up.
Yeah, that's
Why
the
am
only
I
reason I
bringing
stopped
you
getting
up?
Xbox was because
My
they
reason
put
that I'm
everything
not
on
playing
from
Monster
Xbox
Hunter
on
World.
PC. There was
I'm
no
not
need to
playing
get
it because
one.
number one, I don't know how to play it.
So I
played it
got
with,
my
like you said, with
my
people from
PS5
my
last
moderators
year
and
for
stuff,
Christmas.
and no one really liked it.
I'm
And I
not
should have just
gonna
left it.
ask for the
So I
new
apologize
model.
to you that you got any kind of
Can
negative
I-
feedback at all
It's
for the
not
stuff
worth
that I
the
said you
price.
did.
I'm
again,
Nah, I ain't
never
worth
mind
$700.
I
I'm
still
keep
feel
that,
awful
man.
about it to this day. You know,
I'm sticking
you're
with
a really cool guy.
Nintendo consoles.
You're the biggest
thank
hypocrite on
you.
the planet.
Hey, nothing
That's-
Yeah,
wrong
that's
with
true.
that.
Sarah in the chat just said
That's where
I
my
had a
heart
fan for
lies,
years
and
who
I
he's
start.
the nicest
well,
guy
well,
in the chat.
my first
But I found out that
actual
now I
console
found
was
out
the
that guy's basically like
NES
a
when I
Finally.
was in high
He's got all
school,
this shit
and
on his YouTube channel and
yeah.
stuff.
I'm an
I tried
unabashedly,
to be nice to the guy for the longest
unapologetic
time because he would never break the rules. He
Nintendo
would never do anything wrong in the
fangirl.
chat.
Right.
But then everyone kind of became to get
Yeah,
banned. And
like or
finally-
like,
Right here,
don't matter.
right here. Oh well, Derich never broke the rules. He never broke the rules. He never broke the rules. He was a nice guy when in chat. Okay, you could say a murderer was the nicest fucking person you met, even though he gunned down like 20 people.
People said Jeffrey
logic
Dahmer
doesn't
was
make
a nice
sense.
guy. People
Yeah.
said Jeffrey Dahmer was a nice guy, and he.
What
but-
about Andrew Tate in Romania?
I'm just
I'm
saying,
kidding.
like
Go
this
ahead.
this logic is flawed. This whole
Andrew
logic
Tate
is
was
flawed.
never a nice guy. There was no time you could ever look at Andrew Tate and say, "Oh, there's a nice person right
No.
there." No, he
I mean,
was
dude,
an-
That's like
Shit.
saying Jared from Subway was a nice guy when you met him on the street when he wasn't diddling little kids.
yeah.
Like, it's flawed logic. And this is my
When he
issue with
wasn't
this.
trafficking other human beings. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
scamming people.
It's
Yeah,
like
like-
saying,
You could say the same. You could honestly say that about anybody if you truly wanted to.
yeah, I'm a horrible
Yeah,
bitch,
John
I'll
Wayne
admit it.
Gacy. I mean, you could sit there. Hell, we can go to the extreme. We can sit there and be like, Hitler was an amazing guy when he wasn't murdering millions of innocent people.
Yeah, hey, he was a great artist, and
Yeah, it's like it's a flawed logic. You don't say, "Oh, well, he was good in my chat." That doesn't dismiss the bad things he did
it's
or is
deflection.
doing.
It's
Or-
deflection and non-acceptance of responsibility.
Yeah, and like I said before, let's. I'm not saying this as anything as a cover or anything. Let's take out the PDF file. Let's take that part away from Derich, right? Let's cut it out and separate it.
Alright.
Derich was still breaking the rules of your chat. He was spamming constantly. He was sitting there being a pest to your chat, to where your chat was blocking him, and he was messaging other chatters to message the person that blocked him to get them to not block him, to unblock him so he can talk to them. That alone is enough to get him kicked out of your community. So that's cutting off the worst part of Derich. He should still be out of your community, just off of that alone. And you ignored it. You left it there. You left him there. As I said before, you left this monster in your kingdom. He is now behind the spearmen. He is behind the pikemen. He's behind the crossbowmen, the longbowmen, the fire pitch, the moat, the siege equipment, the swords and shields. He is past all this. He is in your inner sanctum where you eat and drink and be merry. He is in there with your wife. He is in there with your loyal subjects. He is going around at night with free access to bust in their crib while they are trying to sleep before they get up in the morning to work your fields, to milk your cows, to make your ale, to cook your fucking pigs on a spit, to cook your roasted chicken, to cook your gruel. You have left this monster behind your lines, and people were sitting there telling you about this monster, and you turn around and ignored. Fuck the detractors, but you ignored your audience.
He was gonna let the tumor grow until it choked him and killed him.
What's up?
What's up,
Hey, Rowdy. Yeah, and
Hey guys, what's going on in
Hey,
Paradise?
not much. Just going over the
Rowdy.
Phil interview, the one
Okay.
part I care about. And
Oh,
Right.
yeah?
yeah,
You
and
tell me it's not all sunshines and rainbows over there?
no, that's not, man. That's really
you,
not.
right?
And he's sitting there like, oh,
Hey,
well, he was
man.
nice
When you,
in the community. And now he has-
North Korean TV.
Yes, hashtag Team Woodpipper, exactly.
Oh my my god.
Like, are there bad
I've been
people
hooked up-
in every
hooked up
community?
on it ever since
Yes.
the stream.
And when a bad actor gets called out, look at the information and you get them up out of there if it turns out to be true. Or if there's too much evidence to support the claims. You have to forego your emotions and be like, damn, you gotta go, man. You gotta get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
Like Dara should have been casted out of the Kingdom of Phil.
I had to so much.
You know, you
How's it going, Baron?
Fair for the game.
the big
That's
thing,
good.
the big takeaway from this is that wow, I had something
Brain
brilliant to
fart.
say, and
I get that.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
big
Ignores.
the big takeaway from this is if he's going to be sad and unapologetically defensive of somebody like Derek, what other kind of monstrosities would he be willing to allow in his chat?
Oh, that's simple. That's simple. That's simple, Heather. Canadian Kirk. Racist Kirk.
Racist, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not siding with anybody in is a racist when I say this. Please don't take it this way. But in the big picture kind of things, racism is kind of low on the list compared to sex pests and potential.
Oh no, it
pedophiles.
definitely is. It definitely is. But the problem with Canadian Kirk is Phil has banned him multiple times, just as YouTube has banned him
I see what you're
multiple
saying now.
times. So
I see
it's
what
not
you're
like
saying now.
which I'm gonna steal it from Shinko and everyone else because they did say it. You know, you making a joke one time about red guards in Skyrim. Okay, it's racist, but you did your joke, you got in trouble, you're done. Okay, fuck it. Whatever. Don't do it again. No. Canadian Kirk keeps coming back talking about red guards of Skyrim.
Fuse is when I haven't really played Skyrim, so I don't know this. I'm
Right,
asking.
all right, so red guards are the black race of Skyrim.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. If
Yeah.
they're like equated to being like the orcs and Lord of the Rings and all that. Okay, that makes sense.
In the Warhammer universe to Canadian Kirk.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I meant what is the equivalent for Canadian Kirk in the Warhammer universe?
Oh, in the Warhammer year, everybody.
Everybody sucks.
Everybody, yeah, everyone sucks against everybody. Like everybody's racist against everybody in Warhammer.
Yeah.
Like-
that is not a game of heroes. Let's just
It is
put
not.
it
Like
that way.
Warhammer is a
Warhammer-
fucking
nah.
grim world. There is no good guy, and if you don't believe what I believe, I'm going to kill you for it. That is
What is
Warhammer in
the
a
main-
nutshell.
What is the main theme of Warhammer 40k? Genocide is
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, genocide is fun on a galactic scale.
Well, the tower actually they're not as bad as
Oh.
everyone
what's up,
else.
Meth
but they
Bear?
got some nefarious. It was up.
Lice,
Yeah, you got a point there. Talon isn't as bad, but
Yeah.
let's see, Lice for Soul is the guy who
Soul.
tips under scat names or sexual names, and DSP
Is he
just
the guy
allows it to.
who tips $1 just to get Phil to say his literally shitty names?
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
for the
Lice
Emperor.
for Soul is he's the degenerate furry, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
I don't know
Lice
much.
Fur Soul. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
it
he
is
fursuits?
Festival.
Yeah, one of those weird people. God damn.
That means he's probably spent a fortune on his suit. I can tell you. Like I said, I have a friend in the furry community that goes to cons, and they tell me the shit they see, and I'm just like, yeah, if I had that kind of money, I'm
And
not
I
blowing
went-
it on no suit.
I got my online start on furry games, and I went to one
Boy.
furry con. I have been in recovery from this since 2001.
I just asked them to tell. I asked them to tell me the weird stories because I need a laugh. And the weirdest one they told me was the furry that was dressed up in a fox fursuit with Nazi regalia on, trying to run from the police and then passed out from heat exhaustion. It's like, yeah, you dumb bastard. What you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
He was in the first suit.
It sounds basic if the guy wasn't a furry.
It's weird. It's weird, but it's not.
So
Especially the diaper wearing ones, the ones who
Oh,
like
the
poop
diaper
in their
furs.
diapers.
The
diaper
degenerate-
furs.
ABs.
Nemo Hollywood.
the
Yep.
Yeah, those. That's that. But I mean, as the ones that really get irked are the ones who actually get into bestiality. Just fuck those. I mean, people
Yeah,
who-
they
if you're
Yeah.
deserve the wood
discussing
chipper.
Guys aren't good.
Yeah, so, but the thing with Phil, with him, his main complaint, if you really look at it, it's the fact that, what is all of it? It's people are looking into Derek. They're finding stuff. It's not really about Derek. It's about people do this to me,
Yeah.
and people looking to my stuff, and that's all it is. It's just circling back to him. It's just like me, for real, and that's basically all it is. That's his main complaint.
It's his being all indignant and shit about how dare they make me be responsible for another person's behavior, even though I should be the one in charge of my fucking community. And
Well, not even really that, because he'll ban the fuck out of people for anything, including his greatest supporters. Just like, what was it with Lavinia, when he was talking about how there's no fan, AMD processors are designed to overheat
and
be hot. Right, and then the next day she's like, "Hey, you mind apologizing? You said I was wrong about all this," and he's like, "Well, no, fuck you. Because why? Because I wasn't the one saying it. It was based off of what people told me. Therefore, I wasn't wrong. And so you asking for an apology for me shitting on you by me using this wrong information, I owe you nothing, and you're being mean to me." So
Also, Medbear, to add to your point a little bit, they shouldn't talk about PC. There's no shit about PC.
So how long until he goes back to FS7 Reaper? Or is he not going back to the game?
Oh, he's not going back. That went to the
he's never
abyss.
going back.
What's up,
He
Brahmin
won't
Brahmin?
because he won't because he's come to the part he's threaded all along with the boobas and the bikinis and
The black one with the black pack? Yeah, except, remember, we gotta say that all in Skyrim terms now. So the Redguard woman takes them both out. Boom! Takes their long swords and runs away.
does she take their black pack? I still don't understand how he could have mispronounced backpack like that.
Because it's Phil. People do this to read. The ones that are attracted to animals are called zoophiles. And they need the wood chipper. Just tip them in and keep on walking. How do I know this? I told you, Kitty, I have friends in a lot of different circles. I try to keep up on more things than I care to keep up with. Like, I have a wealth of useless knowledge in my head that sometimes I wish I didn't know.
That's same.
Plum Girl got banned for LED lights. That's right, Plum Girl did get banned for LED lights.
So right now I'm playing FF7 Remake on my
Real questions.
5. I'm not complaining to anybody.
Yeah, Plum Girl got banned for the LED light. I forgot all about that. Also, the fact that he is
I
still
didn't
defending
either.
Derich is amazing. He refuses to say, yeah, he won't take responsibility. Like, and that's why I keep
That ain't
bringing up.
happening.
That's why I keep bringing up the whole medieval shtick with it. Derich
Yeah.
needs.
he's not
Needs to be in-
responsible for Derek. He's not responsible for what Derek does. I mean,
No,
it's Derek who's doing it. But but like I said, him doing it. He's like, well, he just doesn't like the fact that people are, well, a lot of his dents that we've already looked into. All right, we already know about the villain. He has a YouTube channel where
Isn't he the one that's like red
you know,
pilled and he hates women?
He's black pilled. Being
Black
red
pilled.
pilled, being red pilled doesn't mean you hate women. It's, you just you see women and the world, and you accept it for how things are and how relationships work and how they're formed. You don't have comfortable lies, and you don't look at the white picket fence and the how things should optimally be.
You don't have a romanticized opinion.
You don't have a romanticized opinion on how men, women, and the world work. You say how it actually works and what people are capable of. And So, and that's what you work off of. Okay. And it's like, I mean, I took a bit, did the red pill thing, and for me, it worked. Okay. I've been in a great relationship for, over 2 years now. And after, a while, shit happened in the past, and it helped me clear away a lot of the bullshit, and a lot of let me see the red flags that were out there, and be like, nope, I'm not accepting this. So, but no, he hates women, and we know about him. Okay, we know about Jade. There's nothing wrong with Jade. We know about Jade because he's like Andrew Reiner, Game Informer, because he said that in chat.
I have no problems with Jade. I consider him the only innocent out of all those people.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care about any of the update watchers. I really don't care.
Yeah. Game Tracker is just fucking weird. I started talking about him back in 2021 or 2022 when I went and I found his Facebook page, and he has a victim complex as big as Phil.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Do people like
Why
that?
am I not surprised with Game Tracker?
Go look at Game Tracker. It's still up there. Look at his Facebook posts from the past. They are cringe as fuck. And he had a girlfriend at one point who this guy had a girlfriend. Boys, if you don't have one, you can get one too. If Game Cucker can get himself a girl, she was fucking crazy. She had mental issues. I looked on her.
Was it like Jessica with Cobra?
No,
she
planned that. The Cobra woman, she planned that shit.
Yeah, this girl. I mean, I looked up and I saw her page, and I'm like, oh god, what is she doing now? Apparently, they're no longer together, and she had a Facebook message saying, "Yeah, I said some crazy stuff in the past, so it looks like she's gotten better, whatever was going on with her." But she was talking about with Game Cucker. It's like, oh, people are against you because you are an inherently good person, and things like the world is beating him up and oppressing him because he's just a good person all around, and the world hates him for being a good person.
They shouldn't hate anyone for being a good person.
You don't have to worry about that, Kitty. He is not going back to Final Fantasy Rebirth because the beach scene is coming up. He's not gonna look at titties. That he ain't gonna do that. So you're safe there.
Wait, he didn't take
talking about Rebirth. He dropped that.
Yeah, he didn't take Chapter 7. That's when that happened. Fuck.
He played it, but then apparently people got bored that he was wasting his time playing that card game, which was I guess not even really anything. It was an option.
You don't have to do it. It's optional. I never do it because I don't care enough
but
about
he
it.
would spend a whole stream's worth of time playing.
Game for myself. I'm not streaming it, so I am gonna do all the Queen's
Oh,
Blood.
exactly, Bat Boy. How else would it dispense heat? But it's first heat. But Phil was like, it's meant to overheat somehow. I don't know how the fuck that works. What kind of technology that got? I've used to let him wreck any games I want to play. I do not blame you. I've Stardew Valley. I've Stardew I want to play, not letting him kill me wanting to play it either. Yeah, definitely don't. I'm going to get Wukong, but I mean, I watched him play it until he dropped it because the difficulty spiked because he doesn't want to actually learn how to play a game. I think the LED lights was from the brothers. Forget their names. Oh, yeah, the Dutch Bros.
What?
Is it the Final Fantasy Universe 7?
Yeah, he isn't responsible for Derich's activities, but he's responsible for protecting his community. Exactly, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the stream.
Did not play Crisis Core Reunion, and someone gifted him a copy of the game for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
yep.
It's a move.
Let's see here. Even for adding, guys. Yeah, the manifesto. Yeah, the manifesto. I actually have the manifesto. I got the video that has it.
Can I say something about that manifesto? I'm assuming that he called his mom a slut because he had mentioned at one point that one of his parents was guilty of infidelity.
Both of them were.
Was his mom. Oh, yeah. Well, I think
it was his mom, and then his dad turned around and did it too.
Hey, this is where that saying two wrongs don't make a right come into play. Hello.
Yeah.
But that remember that was
happens.
also
But-
that manifesto was also the one where he was talking about him and his buddies looking at 14-year-old girls in the mall and having to control urges. So keep
What?
that shit in mind too.
Oh,
I think that was on Top Haters. I think.
Oh, that was the top haters. Okay.
Yeah, that was a different. And
But-
actually, I looked on Top Haters. I think he subsequently deleted that post.
Of course he would.
it's
But it's the
2020,
fact he still
it.
fucking said it. Like he still typed it. You know, it's like
Yeah, when was that? That was 2003. So he would have been. He graduated high school in 2000.
He would have been
So
1920.
I'm sorry.
I think it was 19. He would he would have been
Born in 82.
I was
right.
I'm
so
sorry, but that's not an excuse. No grown ass man should ever type that out,
You
I think
know,
it was 20.
even
Here-
if it was a joke.
here. Oh, thanks. Here's something I wanted to say, and somebody brought up to on something I watched that Sevens is 41 and his girlfriend is 25, and people
Anna
have been
would,
all up in an uproar about the age difference. As long as
They're
The
two consenting
relationship
adults. It's
they were
fine.
both, as long as the relationship started when they were both consenting adults and no grooming or anything sexually deviant was going on before then, what's the fucking deal if he's what 20? Oh my god, my brain don't want to math.
It's 17.
Yeah,
I mean,
No,
it's like I say, if you're 18 and above, I have nothing to say. I cannot like it,
Yeah.
but I have nothing to say because you're within the confines of the law.
well, my nana was
Exactly.
13 years older than
Like-
my papa, but they were both consenting adults when they met. And
Well, that's what I'm
Correct.
saying. Like, if you got a 20, 30 year difference, but you were both adults, like 20 and 30 and 20 and 40, I don't have to like it, but you're adults.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
can
like
deal
where
with it.
Phil got with Panda Lee when he's in his 30s
Wait a
and
minute.
she was 17 when they started talking and got together when she was 18.
I'm sorry,
No.
I do not believe there was no grooming involved.
I'm not saying there wasn't. I'm just stating.
No, I'm just saying in general. I know you
Yeah.
were. I'm just.
I don't. I mean, I mean, with that, I mean, when it comes
Yeah,
to like, the
Kitty.
age difference, it's like I mean, I'm 41 now, and my girlfriend is 25, so we have the same, the same age gap, and we met when she was in college. Like,
Yeah.
she's still
Yeah,
in
but see,
college,
she
she's
was
in
an
grad
adult.
school, so she's an adult, and so it's, obviously it's like the financial thing is, there's a big difference in it, but we've already worked all that out and how things are, and so she respects that, and it's like she doesn't
He for
she
second.
doesn't treat it as if it's like treat it as if it's hers or anything like that. It's like no, you did that, you worked for that, so it's not, which is I was having a big problem when I was trying to date, and within one or two dates there'd be women who'd be talking about like my money was now theirs to do as they will with it, and it's like, no, fuck that.
That's a red
but-
flag.
Yeah, exactly. But
Where-
when it comes to Panda Lee,
with your money.
what was that?
There are women with the mindset that once they get with someone, your money is now their money, and they can spend your money however they want.
That's
Yeah,
what,
no, they're
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we call gold
So-
diggers.
And,
so when
and,
when it comes to
that,
Panda Lee, I mean, although the definitive evidence that we have was that one, it seems like from that post, from that soap making forum, is that they first reached out to each other when she had just turned 18. So she was, because her birthday is in late August, and I think they started talking in something like October or November
Yeah.
when she turned 18. So we have her words from back then on
but
it.
was she
not-
telling the truth? It would behoove her
Right.
to protect him.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
her
that's true.
result.
That's true. And legally, when you look at it, because Connecticut and Pennsylvania are both 16-year. The age of consent is 16. It's not with conditions like, oh, it's 6. If like oh, if you're 16 and they're 19, then it's okay for 20, or you can't be older than 25 if they're under 18 or anything like that. It's just a straight 16 years old, you can have sexual relations with anybody you want. There's no restrictions on it.
That's gross, but
So that's the majority of the states is 16. Then it's 18, like here in California, and then there's a few that are 17.
you guys want to hear something funny? I have officially hit the stage where I look at a guy who's good looking, I go, hey, he's sexy, or wow, that guy is hot, or he's cute, or something. And then I come to find out he's younger than my youngest, who is 27. And I sit here and feel like a fucking dirty old woman because I'm in my 50s. And I'm just like,
what? I get that, Kitty.
I've officially hit that stage.
Like my girlfriend and I think is a 6-year difference between us.
Yeah, there's a cougar confirmed. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm the cougar. Oh my god.
When do I think Phil will start losing his mental faculties? Honestly, Kitty, he's already started losing his mental faculties. They're slowly going away now.
He's atrophying. Right now.
He's turning into brain rot, and that's just because for one, he's not keeping his mind sharp. He's not letting people challenge his line of thinking. He is locked in it. So it's going to only get worse for him.
And it's going to be entertaining
as it goes
for us
on.
to watch. What, Lewis?
What's the age difference between me and the pig? I was born in 1990.
8 years.
Yeah, I would say because Phil's only, what was it, 82?
82. He's
yeah,
22.
he's 82. I'm 85. So he's got.
That's Kat. Kat was born in 1990.
Yeah.
Actually, she's a lot younger, unfortunately, and I can understand why, considering all the abuse she suffered in her life. That will cause a person to regress.
Yeah. She. Well, let me see.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kitty. It's like no.
She wasn't the one who suffered. I mean, she did suffer abuse in that she witnessed Jenna being abused by the mother. So witnessing child abuse is child abuse. Or witnessing having a child witness domestic violence is a form of child abuse as well.
Yeah.
So she did have that, although even what Jenna was saying was like, she went to.
Hold on, Lewis. Hold on.
Sorry. Yeah.
So from the court documents, it's like, I think when she was taken away from her mother, I think she was like 15 or 16.
Yeah, she
by
was
that point.
teen. Yeah.
She was a teen, and I believe the eldest sister was like 17 or 18 already, and I think she was 17, but then aged out really quick in that case, and was no longer in the system. So there was always that. There's that. We don't know what happened between that and her relationship with Jeff, which apparently lasted for about 4 years. But it seemed like it was a bit of a high school level romance, and there's when it comes to like when I was looking through the restraining order, in my analysis on Gautopia, I'm like I don't know if there was necessarily anything that may have occurred, and a lot of her complaints that there really weren't abuse in of themselves. And so we don't have any of text messages, we don't have any pictures, there's what injuries were suffered. And like I said, if this was true, if it actually happened, then I definitely feel for her. But if not, then it's like, well, that's the type of person she is. But yeah, we don't know what happened in between that time period. And we probably never will.
And remember, what we do know of her childhood has been recounted by a drug addict, so we can't really 100% be certain we know the truth anyways. Did that exorcism even happen?
Well, according to the court documents that I found on that case, the mother said that she locked Jenna in a closet and was starving her. Because she believed that Jenna was demon possessed. And so yes, that did occur.
Yes, the woman you hear is Heather, and the gentleman you hear speaking right now is Meth Bear.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
Lewis,
that
go
did
ahead.
happen. So Jenna was definitively was factually abused by the mother, and
Wow, no wonder she
and
has all the issues she has.
it's probably connected.
Sure, Kumi, I can do
probably
that for you. I got you.
She probably had some mental issues going on, some behavioral issues perhaps, that the mother didn't know how to cope or deal with, and decided to deal with it in her own way, because of her own mental issues. And so it's like, well, she's acting a little wild, and so there must be a demon inside her, so I'm going to get that demon out. And that's what she did. And it unfortunately had long-term negative consequences on all the children involved, unfortunately. And that's what I've had to, that's what I deal with.
Be right
a
back.
lot in my
Pupper's crying.
cases. So don't fuck up with your kids, man. I mean, they'll either grow up to hate you, or you can severely fuck them up, so you only get one shot. Both
What
had
were
no
you
chance.
going? Oh,
Yeah, go ahead,
sorry.
Lewis. What were you gonna say?
Yeah.
It's not right what happened with Jenna and Gemma, the sister. Like, she trying to get her sister away from Phil to protect her sister, and I would do the same if my family was hurt. And I have two sisters, one that's transitioning, who thinks of himself as a guy now, but I still love my sister, even though she's
All right, I'm
going
back.
through what
Pupper's good.
she hasn't, but I still love her.
Yeah.
Kitty, what's this thing? A father was called in to exercise? No, I don't recall anything in the court documents about a priest being called in to do the exorcism. It was the mother who was trying to.
That's what I was about to say. I thought it was the mother trying to do the exorcism.
Yeah, it was the mother who was trying to do the exorcism herself.
I still have.
Yes, actually, Meth Bear read that Subaru guy admitted that Kat actually cheated on him before, and they got back together, and then she cheated on him again with Phil.
It's ironic.
Why?
Yeah. So it's like she said in her one of her allegations of abuse was that in May of 2017, at some point, she doesn't know, that he saw her DMs with somebody through Twitter on her phone, and later confronted her about it. That in of itself isn't abuse. If he had deprived her of the phone, that could be a form of domestic violence. If you take somebody's means of communication away, or their method of calling for help, that can definitely be it. But looking through someone's phone it's not a form of abuse. But that's where he found it's like you're talking to this other guy, and this was April, within like 2 weeks of Panda moving out, which I think it was the hospital thing that was the last straw when they broke up. So
at that point, I think by that point they were already broken up. Don't quote me on it though.
I don't believe Phil.
I don't believe either. I don't either. That's it. I take it a grain of salt.
Yeah, I think that they weren't broken up, and it was probably coming to a head, and she had her panic attack, because the proposal happened, and maybe it was something like, if I'm going to get married to this guy and be hitched with him forever, it's like, well, what the fuck will my life be? And then she is like, nope. And when he went and is like, you were not allowed to take her to the hospital, just give her a pill and leave her somewhere, which I think that should be Phil, not Phil like, oh, the camera's on. I think it should be, you are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. That I think should be Phil's legacy. That should be the most remembered thing. It's like, just give her a pill. If you're going to give her a pill, just give her a pill and leave her somewhere. That's fucked up beyond anything. But within 2 months, or within 2 weeks of her leaving, he was already chatting up Kat, and maybe was doing it before, if you're wrong, he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, if you're, some of the stuff, this info, a lot of it's hard to find. It's not all in one place. I just did some preliminary searches, and I like a while ago, I think back in like 2021, I found, Kat's, or the Michigan case, the juvenile case that involved her. Her mom had appealed the termination of her parental rights, and they said, no, you're fucking crazy, and you haven't taken any responsibility for what you did, so we're not going to give you your parental rights back. And he's apparently homeless now. Kat's dad is still alive, apparently living in Florida, and Jenna's dad's dead. I saw his obituary.
Yeah.
He died of cancer a few years ago, and other than that, yeah, it's that's the information that we know.
And guess what? Thanks to Phil trying to save face. Did they find her restraining order? And it's like, why did you say that, Phil?
We couldn't have. We couldn't have.
Nobody would know of his existence.
She really thought.
So again, as I've said many times before, Phil needs to shut the fuck up, because he starts talking and he says things that he shouldn't say, and next thing you know, people are getting this wealth of information about Phil, his wife, his family, and then Phil's like, oh, well, see, they're stalking me, they're doing all this sick shit, and it's like, you're the one that fucking said it.
You're the one that freaking released the info.
Yeah,
so,
all because he needs to save face against my detractors.
I'm sorry, the detractors don't have anything to do with revealing his personal life, or something that they didn't need to know, like with the whole thing with Dave revealing restraining order against Superman.
Exactly.
Or not Superman. I remember. Well, the person.
But it's still things we shouldn't know. We shouldn't have known about. Like, it's things we didn't need to know about, and he decided to say them anyway to look good for Craig and them, and he wound up fucking himself over.
He did.
He wouldn't be a local if he could just shut up. Exactly.
I got convinced by these people I was doing a collab with to get rid of them, and I was like, I guess this is the kind of people that get involved in these communities. Like, dude, it's weird. The internet's a weird.
How do you have to be convinced?
So,
what do you mean? Can you elaborate on that a
sure.
little more for me?
Listen,
like right there. Right there. He said, I need you to elaborate on that. Like, there is no elaboration on someone being a PDF file. And I need to defend them. No, there's no elaboration needed. Hey, they were found out they were a PDF. They were doing some fucked up shit. We got rid of them. Done.
Listen, it's not like I have any problem kicking, a pedophile out of my community. The problem is, this is someone.
You do have a problem kicking a pedophile out of your community. It took 3 men to basically surround you and beat you down to get you to get rid of this guy.
So
you do have a problem getting rid of a PDF file.
Someone who has absolutely never shown that in any of my streams or content. Like, I wouldn't even know about this if my detractors hadn't stalked this guy. I'm not.
That's his shit. That is like, it's not here. It's non-existent. What's up, RS Nerd? How you doing, man? Good to see you. And it's like, that's not how you sit there. That's not how you think about this. As I stated before, you have a community that you have to protect. You are the chieftain. You're Papa Noth. And you're supposed to take good care of your flock. And you're not doing it. Because you don't care. These people, these faceless individuals in your chat is just ATMs. Walking ATMs. And you don't give a goddamn what happens to them.
Gonna micromanage and stalk every one of my fans because someone says something negative about them.
Phil never changes.
The thing about that is, like, yeah, you shouldn't be stalking people, but in this instance, it sounded like they were doing you a favor. They're saying there's someone who's
derich
into,
thing
little kids.
Is how Phil doesn't understand why it's problematic. It's like, Dude,
I don't think that he doesn't understand it is problematic. It's the fact that he doesn't care because it's not in my chat, so why the fuck should I care? Why should I get rid of a problematic individual like that when they're not exhibiting any of that behavior while in my chat?
I don't know.
He does,
Oblivious.
he doesn't want to give any excuse. Well, like he hates the fact that people watch him, that people criticize him, that people look into publicly available information about him. Like with his bankruptcy, he hates the fact, he knew that it was public and it was out there, but he hates the fact that people actually went and looked about it because he'd made his financials so the center of his streams for the previous years. Okay, but it's that mainly that it's I don't like the fact that people look into my stuff, so I'm going to be offended when people look into other people's stuff, especially, you know, even if it's public and it's something that they put out there. I'm going to be offended by it because it's reflective of my situation. And that's the hill that he's really dying on. Is that I just don't want anybody doing that. Period. You know, unless Derek was to write in chat saying, I like to mess around with little kids, I really want to. It's like, then no, you who cares what they're doing on the outside? So, and it's all about him. That's basically what I think it boils down to. It's about him.
Yeah, at the end of it is about Phil. But he doesn't realize the damage he's doing to himself by allowing this. The damage he's doing to himself is far worse than just banning him.
It's that narcissistic control. It's like he's squeezing onto a knife blade, and he's squeezing harder and harder, and it's like trying not to let it go. And it's like the more you squeeze it, the worse it's going to get for you. But he just says, I can't let it go. I can't let go of this power that I have. It's fucking hurting you, dude. It's like, that's when you say never try to catch a falling knife. You know,
let that bitch hit the floor.
Let it go. Let it fucking go. Especially with something like that. You know, if you have somebody who's really that problematic, and if you get one person saying it, okay, I mean, it's one person saying something. But then if another person says, no, I checked, it's public, it's on their YouTube, it's real. You're like, okay, like if two people say it, then I need to go and look at this.
What's up, G Million?
So because it's like one bit of information, that's a point. That's just a dot. You get many dots, that starts, that could be a line. And when you get more dots, that starts to become a pattern or a trend. And you have to look into it at that point. I mean, even Jade, even when Derek would try to talk to Jade is, I remember him being like, hey, no, like, I don't want to talk to you. And it's like, even Jade is like giving him like the crack face, like, ugh, fuck away from me.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
What's up?
How long until the pig begs for the PS5 Pro, the anniversary edition?
I don't think he's going to ask for that one. He might ask for just the Pro, but not the anniversary. Waiting for Jaha to lose his temper again? Oh, that would be hilarious. He's just saying the walking ATM sounds like a Persona 5 level. Probably is. But I mean, that's how Phil views his chat. They're just walking ATMs. They mean nothing to him. He doesn't give a fuck about community. He only gives a fuck about what they can do for him. As he, his streams with the tips goal, $200 day and night. Now it's $150 day and night. He only wants them to pay for his lifestyle. He doesn't care about everything else that goes in with being a streamer and a leader of a community. Like sure, I cannot moderate every single person that comes in here. I get that. And that's why you have people you trust that can help you with moderation. And I have to stick by my moderators and their decisions. Let's just say, I'm gonna use you, Kitty, as the example. If the moderators got rid of Kitty because he did some foul shit, I have to stand by their decision. because they're gonna tell me and show me what was said, and this is why they banned them. Phil, people were getting banned, and then Phil was going behind his moderators and unbanning these people. And I get it, you can have rogue mods. I get that too. And you can sniff out the rogues when they start banning random people for no reason. Then guess what? You unmod them and then ban the rogue, unban those who got banned that shouldn't have been, and you keep it pushing. Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to keep up with as a streamer. It's not like you're just a YouTuber making videos. You make a video, you put it up, and you just wait and see what happens, and you can moderate the chat, the comment section. This is something happening live. Like, you guys all have your own thoughts and feelings and the way you feel on an issue. Sure, if Meth Bear is still here.
What's up?
Kitty has a question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
You know, but Phil is, I want the community, but I want none of the responsibility of having a community.
He needs to take responsibility.
And this has always been Phil's issue. And it's gonna get to a point where he's gonna do this, and he's gonna talk to more people and more people and more people. And he's gonna keep trying to bring up detractors, and he's gonna bring up derich. And they're gonna be like, wait, he did what? He was a what? And he's gonna be sitting there, well, it's wrong. And they're like, no, dude, what the fuck is your problem? Like, Tolomeo, or however the hell you pronounce his name, hit the nose on the head. Hit the nail on the head when he was just like, dude, the dude was a fucking problem. Why are you sitting here arguing who gave you the information? Like, it is your due diligence to look into this person. You know, it doesn't matter where this information's coming from. Like, if it's one person, sure. One person, you can cast the shit to the winds and say it was just one person. They were just being a dick. They were just saying whatever. Sure. You could say that. You can honestly say that and keep it pushing. I'll give you that. Yeah. But when you got multiple people that aren't detractors, they are your actual loyal fans and paying fans that are sitting there telling you this, then you really should take that shit seriously. And that's me giving him leeway. That, oh, it came from my detractors. All right, I'll give you that leeway. You don't like it from that side of the fence. Got it. I'll give you that. But your own fan base is now telling this. And again, as I said, let's cut out the PDF file derich. Let's cut out that part of derich. He's still a menace to your community because of the shit he was doing in your community.
It's gonna take a while for them to recover from that, because those who have any shred of decency to them will not trust Phil as much as maybe they did before all this started.
How long until he starts making like single-digit tip nights?
I don't think he's ever gonna have that. Like, his standard now is like getting $10 super chats and at least $10 tips, and even 20. So that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think he's had some single-digit tips, and I'm not sure if they got broken by either a cuck coming in and being Captain Save-A-Ho, or if it was a fake tip. But I think there might have been a few like last year.
There were a few last year.
Where they were single-digit tips, like $7 or something like that. But what I'm looking to see is how Wings and Boogie, if the derich issue comes up with them. Because if you look how, wait, is someone talking? Oh,
hey, NWO News, how you doing?
If he gets Wings or Boogie or both onto the show, I don't know if they'd be separate or together. Probably
separate.
Probably separate. And how they would react to like derich, like having, like, knowing that you have somebody like that in your community for that long. It's like, what the fuck is your problem, man? And it's like, and I think that Boogie might end up going off on him a little bit more. And because, like, if you remember that LolCal Live when they brought on 007, and Boogie didn't even know who this guy. I mean, yeah, Boogie didn't even know who this guy was, and just had him read like dead to
So
rights.
everybody moved to the other chat channel.
And just had him dead to rights, and Keen was just shitting on him the entire time. It's like, okay, it's like you're having all this talk about pedophiles, or you're hunting them down, but you're not doing anything about it. It's like, and what Boogie is like, if you know that you have these people who are you're saying, oh, pedophile, and it's like you're not doing anything about it, you're just pointing the finger. It makes me think that, well, maybe you are the one who's got the real problem. Maybe you're the one who's the pedophile here. And it's like, and why aren't you calling the police? Why aren't you doing anything like this? And Boogie has his own sensitivities. He might use this as a platform to, I was abused when I was a kid, and
my tipples.
My tipples, and you had an abuser in your chat. You had a pedophile in your chat for all these years, and you were defending him. Fuck you, Phil, and bullshit like that. It's that'd probably be some entertaining shit.
About
right
that
there,
whole Boogie being abused as a kid, that's been proven to be a lie. He lied about that, like he lied about cancer.
But it's still funny the way he just started screaming about it. I mean, like these are guys that really have zero credibility to their names. Like, as fucked up as it sounds, Wings of Redemption has more credibility than Phil and Boogie combined, which says a lot.
That's really fucking sad.
Yeah,
that's sad.
That's like saying Fidel Castro is more credible and worthy of support than, I don't know, Adolf. Oh wait. Not allowed to invoke that. I mean,
they're all bad.
You know who I mean? Yeah. They're all bad.
Oh, definitely NWO. Like, he's never going to. Like, his ego won't. His ego will not allow him to accept criticisms from those who don't like him. I wonder if Phil is... I mean, Phil says he has a cocktail of medication he takes.
I don't believe he did. Look at when he was doing the interview. Was there a single snort? Was there a single throat?
Oh no, he's trying to now clean that up, because too many people are starting to call him out on that. Like, he started watching videos of non-detractors making fun of him for snorting and belching and whatnot. You're still going to get the burps and belches, but he's clearing up that snort, because too many people are now making fun of it and calling him disgusting. So he's trying to better his image that way. But remember, he sat there and shit on everyone in his own community that told him it was nasty and that he needs to mute the mic when he does it. There are times I have had coughing fits and everything else, and I have muted my mic. I mean, some of them I've missed. That's gonna happen, but I still will mute my mic so you guys don't hear. Nobody wants to hear me over here coughing and burping and snorting and all that. I gotta clear my throat and stuff. Like, nobody wants to hear that because because it's disgusting. It doesn't matter if it's a medical issue or not. Like, that's still something people should not hear or see on their stream when they're watching you. Again, this also points that he has no respect for his audience.
Yeah.
It ties into how he doesn't care if they have a predator amongst them. He doesn't care that Derich is just running rampant where people are actually blocking him, and he is asking other people to send messages to those people to unblock him or tell them hi on his behalf. They fucking blocked you for a reason. It's the same behavior, the behavior he was exhibiting in the porn channels. He was slowly pulling that over into Phil's channel. Yeah. And Phil still was not doing anything about that. You know, the only thing he wasn't saying was... Oh, go ahead.
No, Kitty was just asking something like, I don't think Kat is safe with him. There's a reason she let herself get that big. She doesn't want him touching her at all. So my question is, she's safe there, you think? I think that she got... I don't think Phil was touching her anyway. Phil wasn't even touching Pandalee. And according to her own videos that have been archived, saying that, especially you know, she said that they really weren't that intimate when she would come visit, when she was still living in Pennsylvania. But then after the move, it basically dropped to nothing. So either Phil is closeted, or he just has no interest in physical.
It might be
intimacy.
asexual.
Maybe he's that type of asexual, in which it's, you know, he's just, I'm not interested in sex at all. And or you know, there's some asexuals who are like they don't have any romantic feelings towards sex, and some just like they basically they don't have any interest. It's like no libido. It's like
and
what's like whatever. It's I'm not I don't care. Some are like I don't care if I don't have it, and some are like I don't want to have it. Actually,
Yes.
my girlfriend's last boyfriend was like that, and he was like, at first he was like, oh, I'm going to, you know, focus my energy, and then it'll be fucking fantastic. But turns out he's just, you know, completely asexual. And so she's like, are we ever going to do anything? And it's like, nope.
Nope, it's out the window.
And it just didn't fucking happen. And so it's like, okay, this isn't going to work. So yeah. And
yeah, people have needs. Like
people have needs, and it's you know, but I think she let herself go because, you know, part of it's depression. I think she got herself into a situation she wasn't expecting overall. And according to what, you know, Subaru Man said, with her cheating being a bit of what you would call a homosexual, which, I mean, they were together for 4 years. I don't know how far that would go, but, you know, being a homosexual is somebody who gets into relationships so that they have someplace to stay because they can't survive without being in a relationship. I know some people like that. It's like, you know, mainly it's been women who've been like that. They start dating somebody, and within like a week, they're moved in with them because they have to. They have to go to another relationship, or they can't pay any bills, type of a thing.
Or some of them feel like they can't mentally function without it.
Or I have to be in a relationship because it defines my life. My life is defined by who I'm dating, which is a very immature, childish way of looking at it. Or, you know, it's codependency. So is she safe there physically? I think she's safe. I don't think Phil would ever raise a hand to her. I don't see that in him.
If he did, it'd be like Homer hitting the fly and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't think Phil talks a lot of shit. I don't think he's a violent person at all.
You were a Phil fan back there in Machinima. There's a lot of people in the Snortex that were fans back in the Machinima days, or even up till last year. Like, I was never a fan myself, but because I mean I was introduced by Phil through It's a Gundam, the Gout Father, which was an amazing watch. But I know that many of people were fans of Phil, and this it goes to show that he's turned away the very people that enjoyed him, and he doesn't see why they're being turned away, and people are still being turned away today. He just doesn't understand it because he doesn't care. I mean,
hey, and hold on, NWO, are you one of Phil's fans?
He said he was back in the day, back there in Machinima.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, Kitty. I try to apologize for that because, you know, nobody wants to hear me coughing on stream. It's nasty, at least to me. That's just like, I can't stand watching Phil eat. I find that the most disgusting thing he ever does is eat on stream.
You know that visceral reaction that Jim Carrey's character had to something in Dumb and Dumber, and he's leaning out the window of his limousine and he's like physically gagging? That you just bringing up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the mangoes and the tacos. Yeah, because all right. So the taco thing is, Derich asked the woman if her pussy tastes like Trader Joe's tacos.
So they removed the ability to pre-order Assassin's Creed Shadow on the PS5.
Oh, that's because it got pushed way back. It got pushed back until November. So they're probably taking it off to fix it.
honestly, VLX, I don't think that's disgusting. I mean, it happened. It's happened to other people in the past. It's going to happen again. There's a lot more disgusting stuff that can.
Hey, Hofter, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
So, Mepper, does his guy really have black mold?
Monday,
Yes.
Matt and Phil were the same person.
Maybe.
Kitty said,
I mean,
"What is
it's hard,
hobosexual?"
It's hard to know. What was that?
Kitty said hobosexual. Didn't know of that. Thanks, Meth. Oh, she was saying thank you.
Maybe.
Homosexual is not sex.
Sex with
Sex
hobos.
you have when you're
No.
sex with hobos. It's sex you have in public on the street when you're.
No.
Same
when
here,
you're
well, Suede.
residentially challenge. No, I know what it is. I know what it is.
I don't know what it is. I'll look it up later.
Yeah, no, it just means that you're in relationships, you're in intimate relationships with people so that you have a place to live.
Ah, gotcha.
That's your main driving force. It's basically a survival mechanism, and there's that. But I mean, I get you, Kitty and Meg. You're worried for Philemon. I mean, a part of my practice is doing working with domestic violence cases. Mostly it's personal injury, but I do that part of that on the side. If I get referrals from various shelters in the area where and they vet the women to see, like, is your case serious? It's like, is this not something like, oh, I'm mad at my ex or something, which is a lot of the cases that are filed. But they look at these real cases and they'll send them over to me, and I'll talk to them. I end up representing most of the referrals that I end up getting, or I find them somebody who can help them at that particular time period. So I know I do get it, and it is concerning. I think that she's very lonely, and I think he's very controlling, but I think it's more of she's maybe bought into or just given up and accepted, like, there's a detractor and dangers behind every blade of grass and behind every shadow. So you need to be careful because everybody's going to be out to get me and everybody's going to be out to get you too. So,
so now he's asking to, like, keep up the support levels he's getting right now to take another day off.
Well, he's been looking for that, saying, "Oh, it'd be great if I could take another day off." He's been doing that for years.
Even though he could take it right now, he makes more than enough money to take an extra day off every week.
Yeah.
They're worried. Yeah, they're reworking on it. Yeah, that's because that game is a hot mess right now. And then they kind of fucked it because the new Ghost game comes out in February as well. So I don't see Shadows doing all that great. That's just my personal opinion.
So what are your thoughts on AI being included in new phones?
It's stupid.
But AIs have already been in phones because look at Siri. I mean,
Siri got an upgrade on.
Yeah, they got that's a simple AI. This one's gonna be a little bit more advanced.
The new, I don't have Siri.
It's giving you, like, that's not stalking someone and being unreasonable. If someone says, like, this person has
would
pedophilia
I
tendencies, you should
let
probably
an
ban them
AI
from your
give
chat.
me
You gotta think of,
medical or
like,
legal advice?
what if they're DMing other people in your
But
chat?
if
What if
I
they're
need
doing
to,
shit behind the scenes?
create,
I
like,
think you
a
as a content creator, a
story
streamer, however you want to style
or
yourself,
like
has a responsibility
my
to people who
friend
pay your
walked
bills
me through
to
making
protect
a
them from
character
people
for
like
a
that. I think
role-playing
that
game using
if it
AI.
took
You know,
a long time from when they first told you to you banning them, that's
you're
a
not
pretty big
trying to
moral failing, in my
monetize
opinion.
it. Sometimes your creativity
a
just needs
sociopath.
that
What
extra
I mean
little
by that
jump
is
start,
he has
and
no
AI is good for
empathy,
that. But I would
sympathy, or
never
morality in him.
trust it
He
or
literally just
use it
doesn't
to make
have that
money.
Yeah, exactly,
or
Home
anything
Alone.
like that.
The way I see it, and listen, I'm not going to disagree with you.
He
Okay, I'm
has,
not.
I don't think
The way
that's
I see it
an
is,
iPhone.
this is a guy who, I would
No, he
argue
has
for
an
about a
Android
year
now.
and a half, 2
He's
years.
had, the first spotting of it was
was
in
in chat
the first sighting of it
and
was in
never caused a problem.
August.
And I didn't
So,
know any of this shit. And
and
then
they
all of a
have
sudden,
that up on
where
the
do you hear it
forums.
from? Am I hearing it from
The
trusted
pictures
people?
of
No, I'm
because
hearing
I
it from,
even
like,
noticed it when he
detractors
held it
telling me
up and he was
trolling the
looking
guy.
at it. He was looking at something on his phone. Then I'm like, wait, what the fuck? He has an
Skynet's
Android.
real, Ghost Hunter. There is a Skynet.
So,
I think it's in Sweden.
Have the other Champions account, or did he actually sell it?
He
No,
still
I
has
don't
that
think
He
so.
still has that Champions account.
He
Yeah,
went.
he's down from the rafters.
Yeah.
So right here,
I mean, when we were watching that live on. I was watching that live on Sav's stream, and I'm like, he was like leading up to it, and I'm like, swerve. This is gonna be swerve. It's gonna be a Russo style swerve, and then I'm like, he's gonna say he sold it, and then it's like, no way he's gonna say he's gonna sell it. I'd eat
like that'd be
foot.
stupid.
And then 10 minutes later, he's like, I sold that account, and she's like, what? So when the way that he was leading up to it, like is that long ass reveal that he had, I'm like, he's gonna say he sold the account, he doesn't have it anymore, and he hasn't had it for a while.
He provided zero evidence.
Right, and he says, oh well, I mean, like talking about his new phone, that he's like, yeah, I had it on my new phone when I was with Stuttering Craig. I didn't have the phone. I didn't have it. I didn't have this account anymore. But the problem is that when he was with Stuttering Craig, he still had the old iPhone, and the Android phone that he currently has wasn't released until January of 2024. So,
well, even regardless, the account would still be saved over.
Right, but well, actually, it's I think you're allowed one account per device. So, I think you can transfer it to a new phone. But he was saying that, well, the account that I had on my iPhone wasn't the down from the rafters. I sold it, but the thing is that since you're not allowed to do that, they'll be like, well, you already have a Champions account on that phone. Why do you want a new one? Why do you want another one?
Yeah, and the thing is, you're allowed 2 accounts. You're allowed 2 accounts. I said you're allowed 2 accounts. Yeah, because like on the one I play, State of Survival, like it straight up says, "Would you like to log into another account?" And it's like, no. Most cell phone games give you 2.
Device?
Yeah.
On the same.
Yeah, because
I think, but I thought the Champions only allowed you 1.
They probably allow 2, but the other one you usually use more like as a resource account. You really just use it to build up resources and then raid it with your main account when you need those resources.
Well, I don't think you could do that with Champions.
Yeah, Champions is a little bit questionable, but I know the one I play you can.
Oh, okay.
Well, guys, I hate to do this, but last night I only got a few hours sleep, so I'm gonna call it here. And
all right, Heather.
I won't be a stranger. I keep saying that, and then I poof on everybody for like weeks.
Hey, life takes precedence over everything else.
Yeah, that's what they say. Life sucks. Yeah.
What's up, Fandel? Huh? Good to see you, my man.
But yeah, y'all have a good night. No, I'll bounce. Catch y'all soon. Just remember one thing, guys. No matter how bad life sucks, and no matter how bad you hate everything about your life, just remember it could be worse. You could be Phil Palper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on that note. All right, good night, everybody.
See ya.
It is. This is a guy.
So so it says here that with WWE Champions, there's no option to sign out of the account.
Really?
Yeah, there's no option to actually here. I think I still have it on my phone. Let me just boot it up here.
All right.
I would argue it was probably about 1.5 years, 2 years. Was in chat.
I know that. Who was it?
And I didn't know any of this shit.
Because I had an account for that day the Champions reveal on the phone from Jasper.
And trolling the guy. And by the way, this is not the only. They do this with a lot.
I remember because I had the account at one point and we were trying to figure out the screen Phil was on when Jasper busted him with his WWE Champions. We just couldn't see the name.
Right. Yeah, link your account for recovery, notifications, help, achievements, redeem code, blog, privacy, terms of service. Yeah, there's no way that you can log out.
Damn, they're serious about that game then.
Yeah, so one account per device.
Well, it would make sense because his smurfing account or his streaming account he's using it on BlueStacks. So that makes sense. He'd be able to have 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have one on connected to your PC, and then one on your phone, and then one on maybe one on like an iPad or a tablet or something like that. But yeah, I'm looking at that. There's no way for you to sign out. I think there's only an option to is there even an option to like delete? Let me go to help.
I mean, he's already spent almost $1,000 on that account, so that kind of gives you an idea right there how much he spends on that game.
So I'm looking at
a lot of my viewers just happen to be like a bad
Twitter.
offender. Like, you know, they'll make fun of my viewers for dumb shit.
Yeah, he's saying how much he spends.
This is really
yeah.
bad.
This is different. You can take 5 minutes to check the validity of this, right?
Well, again, that's a big step for me.
That's a big
in order
step.
for you to delete your account, you have to email them. You have to contact the support team. You have to go through that step. You have to actually contact somebody to physically delete your account, which is a way of keeping you hooked into the game, because it's like, oh man, I have to email somebody to get rid of this thing. I might as well keep playing.
Yeah, I think it's like a month old now. I think the new account's a month old. But right here, it's saying it's a big step to just verify if the information is correct for him. It doesn't matter if again, even if you take out the detractors, your own fans, and even Brian came to you with this information, and you still did not act on it for them. So right there, you're already lying that you don't care, because it doesn't matter if it's no longer coming from the detractors. This is your crowd. This is your fan base. And Brian, who is supposed to be your internet acquaintance, and you're still not making actions, even with them telling you, you just don't give a fuck, Phil. Just be honest.
That's a big step, because you're saying now that any time that one of my detractors comes in and says, hey, just so you know, this person's
like
doing
Heather,
something
actually,
bad, now
I
I'm
do got
supposed
a
to
dip.
just
So,
leave them and go
anyway,
check
y'all
on
have fun.
All right, Meth Bear. Thank you for stopping by, man. You're welcome anytime.
No worries. All right, have a good one.
Take care.
every single person.
Ultimate laziness.
Because what happens is when you give these people an inch, they take a mile. So the first time it happens and I entertain it and I take the step, now it's going to happen to the next person and the next, and they're never going to give up. They're just going to do it literally to every person, and eventually it's...
Phil, it's not like... Phil, this isn't like saying, oh, he just looks at porn, and then that's it. You can honestly ignore someone... People say, oh, derich just looks at porn. Okay, you can ignore that. Nobody says you can't look at porn. It's the fact that this dude is an actual child predator. That is the issue here. And the fact that you don't want to give people a win, so you're willing to leave someone that is harmful to your community in your community. That is the issue here, Phil. It doesn't matter if it was derich or 672 or insert other fan name here. Someone has done bad shit. They have a bad playlist that no person should ever have. They have tendencies that people can point out that, hey, this dude is a problem. You are willing to leave this person and damage your brand.
It's going to be bullshit. It's going to be, this isn't serious. They're just doing it now to get attention because they realized they got me to react the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you look at porn, you keep it to yourself. No one needs to know. Exactly. But this is the problem with that. And see, this is where it is a double-edged sword. Yes, you can look at people's socials and see what they look at. That is true. That is correct. But if it's just someone that just looks at porn all day, fuck it, whatever. This dude is looking at kids, children. That is a big issue. And then they were starting to bring their tendencies from cam girls into your stream. So he was starting to cross over his true self to your stream, and you still were not doing anything about it. As I said, we can take out the PDF part, and he was still a problem in your chat, and you still did no actions to rectify that problem. Now let's tack back on that PDF shit, and you're still not making any moves to rectify that problem. Yep, and PPP sat there and showed his actual asshole on fucking Twitter and showed him with a flag up his ass.
The first time was a legitimate thing, though, right?
But now I know it was. I didn't know it was at first. It took a lot of convincing from a lot of different people.
A lot of convincing from a lot of different people. Again, Phil's chat, if any of you were in here watching me to tell him or laugh at me or whatever, this is your man. This is the person that you want to be your champion. A person that does not care for your well-being. A person that is not going out of his way to make sure you are safe in his chat. That is not a welcoming chat.
And in fact, I had to personally, behind the scenes, apologize to a couple of people who were not detractors, who did recently tell me about this guy. And I was like,
you've known for 7 years, Phil.
I don't know. I don't want to give those haters that satisfaction that they think that I'm just gonna take action because they say something about it.
But that literally doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the alternative is what? He's a pedophile and you don't ban him, and that you're sticking it to the detractors that way? They would probably be like, okay, well, we don't like Phil, we don't like...
Yeah, exactly, Ramen. Like, exactly. If people are pointing out, it's like, it sounds like you need to get rid of him.
That he asked for so much money, but when it comes to serious issues like this, he's, you know... Because you gotta stop thinking about these hypotheticals. Ultimately, you said previously, should I check every time one person says something about my viewers? But before you said that, you told me just now that a lot of people were telling you about Derek, right?
PDF file Derek is basically like my kid, you know? And he, you know, that's the truth. If you don't see it that way, well, that's your own personal way of seeing things. That's how I see it, so.
At one point, yes, very recently. And that's actually when I got rid of him.
Okay, so, I don't know. I just think if you're going to have the audacity to go in and, like, let's face it, like, streaming's pretty cushy in a lot of ways. If you're asking people for money, you should do right by them, and I think that doing right by them means not allowing actual child predators to just freely roam the chat, right?
My issue with it, now I understand. But my issue with it was, I was afraid that if you give these people an inch, they will keep taking the mile and keep pushing the envelope with every...
Phil, alright, oh my god, Phil. So, you want to go ahead and talk about the detractors. Alright, fine, let's talk about the detractors, Phil. They do not like you. Detractors do not like you. Haters do not like you. Critics do not like you. Trolls do not like you. You already know this. So what you're telling me is you're trying to spit in the faces of those who don't like you just to save face, while leaving an actual predator in your channel, harboring him, defending him, protecting him. And then when your own people are coming up to you with the very evidence that the detractors have provided, or they have found him in other chat rooms and seeing what he's doing there, you were still, that means you were lumping them in with the detractors, and you don't give a damn what they have to say. Worski, Triple P, and Null were sitting there telling you about this dude and the shit they seen. The shit that's in the forums that he has. And you still chose to not act until PPP threatened to withdraw the money. Then you decided we need to get rid of him because your bottom line was about to be affected. People were already disassociating with you because of this one person. It doesn't matter if it was derich or somebody else. It's the fact that if you're taking this stance with one person, you're going to take the same stance with everybody else. And that is a problem.
Every person in chat, with every person who ever supported me. And then, by the way, for the record, this guy didn't even support me. He never even gave $1. He never became a paid member, nothing. He was just the chat.
He did in the beginning when he stole his mother's credit card, so stop lying about that.
You know, like a casual guy there. But, fair enough. I've certainly heard this from so many people. You're just the next person to correct me on this issue.
And you're sitting here laughing about it. Why are we laughing about this, Phil? That means this is something serious. Something very serious that you need to sit there and take into serious consideration. That multiple fucking people everywhere are telling you about how you have someone that is unsafe in your midst, and you still are not doing anything about it.
Issue. And,
yeah, his mods were telling him,
when I hear
exactly.
serious shit like this going on, I absolutely will look into it and address it, because I agree with you. The safety of the community is more important than, you know, oh, the detractors got a one up on me.
Yeah, because like you said, that one of the things you said in our DMs is you feel like you're on a redemption arc, right? Like you're trying to go on a redemption arc and prove that people are wrong about you, yeah?
I'm not that I'm trying to prove people are wrong. I'm trying to improve.
I think if someone does the legwork to find out you have an actual predator in your chat and alerts you of that fact, you should thank them for doing that for you, because they're, even if it's not necessarily their stated intended goal from the beginning of it, they're doing you a favor. And you should be grateful that even if it didn't start with the best of intentions, you should be a big enough man to say, you know what, I don't like you fuckers, but this time you did me a service, you did people in the chat a service, and I think that you deserve commendation for that, basically. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. We know what's going to win. The troll answer wins. The troll answer always wins. Oh, yeah.
Exactly, Rom. Plenty of people told
It's like 2 positives out of 5 zillion negatives, and it's hard for me to really give credit with the other awful things they've said, they've done, they've heard. You know, again, the extent of it is so ridiculous. I don't want to talk about it, because when you talk about it, you're giving them attention. That's what they want, right?
Sure.
But I hear what you're saying. Yes, in this case, these are situations where, even though the intention was negative, something positive came out of it. And I think they should know that they should be credited with those times. But overall, does it justify their overall years of complete harassment and stalkerish behavior just because twice they got something that was like a positive out of it? I don't know. Like, I am thankful.
I know you're not thankful, Phil. You're not thankful. Just stop, dude. You're not thankful. You're doing this just to save face. But you're not thankful. You're mad. You're pissed. Oh my God, people had to tell me what to do. They forced me to do it, or else I was going to lose money behind it. This is all based on money. You do not want to protect your chat. You have no fucks given about your chat. Your chat is just a means to an end for you.
For the fact that they have exposed these things.
Okay,
right?
Okay. I'm gonna interrupt you really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've heard the opposite part of this too, where when you do something good and people are like, oh man, Phil actually knocked it out of the park, you feel like they only focus on the negatives, right? Like they won't acknowledge when you do a good thing. So I feel like they would say the exact same thing about you. That you just, it's just like listening to the other side of the fucking argument right now for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
you
would say that, they would say that maybe Phil did good this time, that time, whatever, but does it justify like the WWE champions or whatever the fuck else they're mad about with you, excuse me. So I don't know, man. I don't know, you just got to give credit when credit's due, because you kind of expect to be commended when you do something good, right? Like you say, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that, I made this mistake, that mistake, and I've gotten better. And if you can't have it just be a one-way thing, right? You can't expect people to just ignore all of your fuck-ups and only focus on commending you for the positives and not give the other side the same courtesy, yeah?
The troll fucked my ass!
Yes,
do this
the troll
then. Are
did.
you willing to thank people for taking care of the derich situation and taking care of the catfishing situation? You're not busy now. We're having this conversation, so are you comfortable saying that? I'm not asking you to worship people. You don't have to like them.
Right.
But if you want people to look past their misgivings with you, you have to do the same. And you have to acknowledge when people actually do something that's positive, because it could have gone a whole nother way. Like, if they really wanted to ruin your life to the extent that you think, they may have tried to embolden someone like Derek and enable him and get him in a position where he'd be able to cause real harm to your community. But they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, right?
It makes sense, but you're coming at it from an angle, and I get it, because that's the
Still
perspective you're seeing.
defending.
My perspective is the reason that they didn't is because they wanted to pin it on me. Like, they wanted to say, you see, Phil has this guy in his community, and that's on him.
Yes, Phil, that is on you, because that is your community. Again, this is your community. So yes, it's going to fall on you if you do nothing about this person in your community. Just like if somebody came to me and said Ramen was a problem in my community, and they've pointed out the evidence of why he's a problem, and I still do nothing, and then people start detracting from me and saying, look, Ice Yamamoto doesn't care about his chat because he is leaving this problematic person there. Yes, that falls on me. Just as derich falls on you.
You know what I mean? And so, but you know what? You're right. I will publicly right now say to anyone out there, because I actually don't know the people who were involved doing it. I don't go on Kiwi farms and study accounts and shit. I don't have any interaction with you.
To those of you out there who even if you don't like me, for those of you who have done me a solid, who have done these kind of things, exposing that ridiculous catfish, right? taking care, well, not taking care, but exposing the truth about the Derek situation. Thank you for that. Oh my God!
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa! Don't lose him.
Yeah, his detractors care more about his community than he does. Exactly. Hey, that's slander.
What in the fuck was that, dude? Holy
it's the fact that Phil doesn't understand what community actually means. That's the problem here, is he doesn't understand what community means, and he doesn't understand what it means to take care of his community. Like, he has to take care of them because they are in his care. Oh, it was, Reed. It was.
fucking titty twisting, what the?
Because those are things that help. That help the community, that help me. And I do appreciate that because, you know, for me, I'm just a dude sitting here streaming all day. I don't really go outside of, like Tolo has even said here. It's rare when I would go outside of my comfort zone to explore
these
realms of this shit going down. So I don't even know what to believe half the time, right? You know, I've heard that about Derek for about a year. I heard that about Derek, and I was like, I don't know what to believe because I always hear it from detractors, and it wasn't until I started getting corroboration from other people.
Yeah, nobody accepts it, Kumi. Nobody.
And we seen it too. Oh shit. So now I made a big mistake because I just immediately dismissed what the detractors were saying rather than giving it any kind of merit because it was from the detractors. When I started hearing it from other people, then I start to believe it. Next thing you know, oh, it's actually true. Shit. I should have taken action sooner. That's on me. I apologize for my lack of action faster, and I apologize for not giving credit where credit is due. Thank you to those who have actually done that the solid rather than, like Tolo suggested, tried to make it worse. Thing is, that's not everyone, but for those of you who were involved with that shit, I do appreciate that.
All right. I think in the future though, you should not qualify it at the end like that. You should just maybe a couple people, or you're thinking a couple people unjustly. Who gives a shit, right? Like it doesn't matter. It just makes it seem like a little more forced when you add the little bit at the end there.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late. Oh, that was terrible. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it.
Okay. Let's go back here. Lovely Rogue. Exactly. You know, and it, like I said, it just shows that he doesn't care about his fan base and that they really mean nothing to him, because it is going to be something else that's going to come up. There is something else that will come up, and it happens in every community. You'll get rid of one person and somebody else later will come down the line and people are going to point him out and be like, hey, this guy is a problem, or this girl is a problem, or this person is a problem, however you want to put it. And the fact that DSP still does not want to keep his people safe, it really says a lot about his community. And I say his community because you gotta think, this goes two ways. This also goes towards those who are staying in that community, knowing what is happening around them, and they are still okay with it. And then there was even people that were, you know, telling Phil that they're mad at him because he didn't do his due diligence to make sure what was being said about Derich was even true to begin with. And, you know, he's sitting there like, well, I did what I need to do, fuck you, moving the goalpost, da 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 da. It's like, no, stand by your band. Stand by your band, regardless of what anyone says. Stand by that. But the problem with that too is the fact that you don't know how to be humble about any of this. You still want to complain and bitch that people are moving goalposts. They're sitting there jumping on you for not doing this or doing that. And it's like, that shouldn't matter. You should be happy knowing you made your chat safer. Even though we know Derich is there on a sock account, and Phil probably told him, hey, just don't say anything. I'm pretty sure that's what he told him. Don't say anything, you'll be fine. But any Phil fan, do you really wanna stay in that type of community where your community leader does not care about you? That he doesn't care about your well-being, he doesn't care about what could possibly happen to you if you bring a grievance to him or you have an issue with somebody? I mean, people need to worry about that. They really need to worry about that. But then again, that is Phil. I can't really understand his mindset completely. But that was all I had to go over. I don't know what he's doing tomorrow. If he's playing, what's that game? I think if he's playing more of Metaphor, I might restream it. But if it's something stupid, I might not. It depends. I might just stream a game tomorrow on here and Twitch. I'm not sure. I might play some more Rogue Trader because I'm having fun with that too. But I'm gonna get off here because I need to grab some food. I am very hungry because I haven't eaten since 12 o'clock. So I need to eat. Again, thank you everybody. I greatly appreciate you. I appreciate all the likes. Appreciate everyone just showing up and just chilling and chatting with me. I will definitely see you guys next time. I might play some Rogue Trader. I think that's what's going to be in the mix. Thank you, everybody. It's Aisha Moto. Stay locked on. Signing off for the night. Take care.